party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers and Kirk Morrison Sunday, November 24th for their live Rams postgame show from Ray's Lounge at Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes and party with Travis, Kirk, and ESPN LA fans. Hollywood Park Casino is Los Angeles' premier card room casino and entertainment destination. Enjoy a postgame meal and drink at Ray's Lounge right after the game. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game. Must be 21 and older.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
FX's English teacher.
Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm gonna have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them?
Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher is now streaming on Hulu. All new Mondays on FX.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
In 2021, LSU finished with a disappointing 6-7 record. Luckily for them, a new head coach in Chip Kelly and a quarterback from Arizona State, Jaden Daniels, arrived in Baton Rouge. They lead LSU to the 2022 SEC Championship game and defeated Purdue in the Citrus Bowl to finish 10-4. Kelly and Daniels made that 2021 season like it never even happened.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're gonna just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm gonna have to say respectfully, I'm gonna disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
So,
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like,
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these hard knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. Yeah, come on. Bing, ba-da-bum. Bergie's in the house. Bing, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Ding, ba-da-bum. What's up, Tappy? Ding, ba-da-bum. I'm not done yet. Bing, ba-da-bum. Ding, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. You done yet? Yeah. So we just, we're just getting it on the air, right? We're just getting going here, and I've already seen that my hermano, Beto Duran, Manos de Piedras himself,
Humberto.
Beto says, where the hell you guys at? It's 3:20 in the afternoon. The show's not on the air yet. Hold on a second. Mason in Ireland had a little bit of Coach McVay, and then a little bit of crosstalk. And then now we're here. We're good. We're all ready to go.
I think, honestly, you got what you wanted out of them, though. You were able to keep them a little bit longer than they normally would go. Normally, 12 o'clock, you hear the noise, they're gone. That's it. We got them to, like, what, 17?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, pretty good.
So, pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes, they were here.
He's not here.
They're gone. So here's the story. Bergie today in for Sedano. And coming into the studio in about 8 minutes or so, ESPN's NBA insider, my BFF, Brian Windhorst.
I want to actually ask him very, very much, like, how did this all work out? Because I've heard your side of the story in the suite. I left before you actually talked to Windy a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I want to know his side of the story of how you came up to him and actually talked to him.
Okay, because I want to say one thing in advance of Brian Windhorst coming into the studio. As of yesterday at about 4:49, 4:50-ish p.m., Brian Windhorst yesterday was considered my BFF.
As of yesterday.
As of yesterday.
But not today.
Today he's at the number 2 spot. After yesterday's visit with Dave Roberts, the World Series champion manager of the Dodgers, Dave has re-elevated to my BFF, Windy number 2.
He's just a friend now. He's just an F.
He's a BF.
He's a BF.
But he's not a anyway.
BFF.
Right.
Yeah.
Not forever.
Is he going to be okay with that, though? Is Windy going to be able to go from BFF down to BF?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Is he going to be okay with that? I don't think so.
Hey, listen, by the way, got news for you. By the time Windy leaves at 4 o'clock this afternoon, he may re-elevate over
wait.
Dave Roberts.
Are you going to ask him questions by pointing in the air?
The way he does
The way he does.
I don't know.
When I met you in the suite, and then we talked.
And we hung out.
Right.
And I declared you're my BFF.
Right.
And then the next day I talked about you everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I love him.
And do you think that you have risen above Sedano?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Me.
Too.
Have
Yeah,
I risen above
have
Sedano?
you with Windy?
Well, I don't want to put words in Windy's mouth, but I'll say one thing. You notice how Windy's coming in today when Sedano is in Phoenix?
Not here.
I'm not.
Very interesting.
I don't know Lindsay baseball. I don't know Young D.
I did ask him if he could stop by yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't. He was not able to until today.
Interesting.
Sedano was here yesterday. Lindsay baseball's here today. So what's the order between Sedano, Cappy, and Lindsay baseball from Cleveland?
Well, we go way back, so you know.
And you're
know,
wearing the
I'm
Cleveland
I'm
hat.
an OG friend of Brian Windhorst.
OG.
Yes.
OG is what she is. Way she broke that out. Very natural sounding.
Before he was even really in the league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he was writing for the Akron Beacon Journal way back in the day.
Okay.
You know, and I was like a high school journalism class, and I was like, oh, I get to go to the Akron Beacon Journal and shadow guys in the newsroom.
Big paper.
Yeah.
That Akron Beacon Journal.
It's the second paper in that area.
I got it. So Brian Windhorst is coming in, and we got a ton we want to get to today. I'll start off with this, though, Bergie. Last night, I made a commitment that at the Lakers game, I was not going to just schmooze with everybody. I wasn't going to just be hanging out talking. Because what happens is, in the 710 suite, which, oh, by the way, if you ever get an invitation into the 710 suite, take it. Because that is the place to be. Okay? That's the place to be. And what happens is if you're not watching the game, you'll hear the reaction from the crowd, and then like 5 or 6 seconds later, you'll see it on the TV monitor because the delay is ridiculous, okay?
It is very funny to see that delay, by the way.
Right. So I made a conscious effort last night. I'm sitting down. I'm watching the game. Wow, did I pick the right time to do that? Dalton Knecht, who, honestly, going into the draft, I don't know a whole lot about this young man, okay? But watching him last night and knowing his story, to be a kid who's like at the junior college level and then the small college level and then last chance to dance, let me transfer to a big school and a big conference, and oh, by the way, in his 1 year, become the conference player of the year, and then fall, from all accounts from the NBA draft experts, he's a top 5 talent. He falls to 17. Watching this kid last night just bomb away, get into like a Steph Curry sort of a zone where everybody fed him and he couldn't miss. This kid is the laser.
There it is. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the laser.
The laser. I'll shoot laser beams all over this mother effer, okay?
Well, he was.
Dalton Knecht is the laser that LeBron has been saying that the Lakers need.
And this is somebody that is completely changing the way this offense is now running. What J.J. Redick is doing is, and D, you can talk about it because you do Lakers Talk Daily every single day, but J.J. Redick has changed the way that this offense runs, and it really helps having a guy like Dalton Knecht in the starting lineup specifically that can hit from everywhere with that crazy quick release. And he also moves off the ball. That's what I love the most about it. He is not just standing around in the three-point line taking shots. He's moving down. He's breaking towards the basket. He's going up for big dunks. He's doing everything that this offense needs out of him, and the ball moves with him on the court.
It's a good thing to see, too, because knowing that the spacing, how much spacing it is now with a guy that comes off the bench, or now he's starting with Rui being out, he's able to create shots off the dribble, too. Not only he's a catch-and-shoot guy, but he's able to create his own jump shot, too, and that's what the Lakers needed as well.
Well, as Brian Windhorst is getting ready to walk into the studio, we got a lot to talk about with Brian about last night's Laker game, about Dalton Knecht's emergence. And, oh, by the way, does Dalton Knecht and the way he's playing now, does it change the way the Lakers think about a potential trade? In other words, does it make certain players on the roster that probably were not considered tradable, does it all of a sudden change the philosophy? I want to talk to Brian Windhorst about that coming up in a matter of moments. But first, let me talk about Prize Picks for a second here. Tonight in Prize Picks, Young D, tell me what you think about this. There was a discount tonight on Steph Curry from 24.5 points to 21.5 points. So, of course, I took it. Donovan Mitchell tonight, I'm looking for a bounce-back game after Cleveland lost last night. So when he plays against New Orleans, 26.5 points, I went more for Donovan Mitchell.
As you should.
And then this one came from out of nowhere. Does anybody know who Paige Buchers is? I hope I'm saying her name. Beckers. Okay, see, I don't even know her name.
UConn.
The UConn star. I've got her tonight against Fairleigh Dickinson to score more than 21.5 points. So I've got Steph, Donovan Mitchell, and Paige all going for more tonight. What do you think about that?
I love it.
You're winning this one.
Yeah, I need to win.
Absolutely winning that one.
I need to win. It's a 3-play for $20 to win $45. Here's what I want to say to everybody. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. When you download the app, all you have to do when using that code, CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play. You'll get a $50 bonus whether you win or you lose. So come on and get into it with us. If you're making your picks, share them with us on Twitter. I'll play your picks. But let's all play together and let's all win together and let's have a whole bunch of fun doing it on Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and if you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Let me say it again. It's real simple. If you're ready to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Everybody has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and they're ready to move. Some have inherited property and you know what? They don't want to have that property. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe you're just ready for a change in your life. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed and they can close in days. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. No complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
It's rivalry week on 710 ESPN. Just join us on Saturday afternoon from 3:30 to 5:30 in Pasadena for special edition local pregame show. Morales and Bergman will host the USC Coors Light 710 pregame show, a live broadcast from Rocco's, Pasadena, 44 West Green Street. Come get ready for USC UCLA with us, and you could win tickets to a game at the Rose Bowl or USC Notre Dame tickets. Special thanks to Barry'sTickets.com. The better seats, cheaper prices. Check out Morales' boy Barry at Barry'sTickets.com. We'll see you Saturday at Rocco's in Pasadena.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text CHEST to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CHEST to 42424. That's CHEST to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Wow. All right. Little mamas and the papas, huh?
Nice job, DeAndre,
Yeah.
getting that quick.
Stopped into a church. Yeah. I found it along the way. Brian Windhorst probably doesn't realize the singing that gets done on this particular broadcast.
There's so much singing on the show.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
You want to jump
Singing
in?
on the radio,
No,
not a good
no,
thing?
no. I can't carry a tune for 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds.
So you're not going to karaoke, you're not going to be...
Hell no. Hell no. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Couldn't sing. If you had to go to karaoke, though, and you had to sing one song, they're like, you got to get up there, Brian. What would you sing?
Probably a song from Hamilton.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on, really? Oh,
Yeah.
because you could rap it.
Not going to throw away your shot?
No, what's the song that King George sings? I like that song.
Oh, you mean the one that
I
goes
had to sing
like,
that at
They
karaoke.
say... That one that's like...
I know what. I'm not. You're trying to trap me. I'm not going to.
Hell no.
2 years ago, I had to. That's perk. I had to sing a karaoke. I was forced by my wife, and I sang that song. That's what I would sing.
How'd it go?
I would pay to see that.
You would have to make a very large bid.
I'm sure a lot of other people would too.
Brian Windhorst from ESPN is in studio here this afternoon. Bergie is in for Sedano. I have a lot that I would like to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But I'll start with basketball, and then we'll move our way down. First of all, just what'd you think last night? Dalton Knecht, surprised? Not surprised?
Well, first off, when you in the current state of the NBA, and you play the Utah Jazz and you reside in the Western Conference, it becomes a must-win game. I'm serious. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say. You get 4 games against the Jazz, you got to beat them because there's no free games basically in the Western Conference. You have to keep winning, or you're going to be like fighting to stay out of the play and stay in the play and all that stuff. So I come into last night's game and I'm like, the Lakers got to win this game. You can't stub your toe. You stub your toe and you'll regret it later. So they got the job done, and I'm really scared about saying on November 20th and making a proclamation. But if this is indeed who Dalton Knecht is, they will have hit a grand slam, because to get a rotation player out of this draft, I'm talking about a rotation player. Like, in all honesty, some of the guys at the top of this draft, you talk to their teams. I go, well, what do you think about X, who was taken in the top 10? They're like, we hope in like 2 or 3 years he can be like our number 3 or number 4. Like, that's what they say about guys who were taken at the top of the draft. Like,
19-year-old French guys.
I'm not saying who it was.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I didn't say that, but people have said that to me. Because, guys, they really didn't think this draft was very good. Like it sort of, I mean, I'm not talking about draft analysts who have mock drafts. I'm talking about the guys I talk to who do this 365.
Why do you think, though, that a kid like Knecht, who we're already seeing...
I know why.
Is it... Okay, let me just ask a question before you tell me the answer.
Yeah.
It can't be because he's 23 years old.
Well, that's big reason.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Why? Why would you take a 19-year-old project rather than a 23-year-old guy who's ready to play?
Because in the NBA, you draft for the highest upside, especially in a draft where you're not sure. You draft for the highest upside because you're hoping that you can mold them into something.
Isn't that what they did last year with Jalen Hood-Schifino instead of going after Jaime Jaquez right afterwards?
Absolutely.
They did not want the older guy that was a senior.
Exactly correct. And honestly, I don't think that the Lakers were like, okay, in this draft we're taking an old guy. I think they got to 17 and they go, this guy's higher on our board and we're going to take him. And look, the 16th pick, I know LeBron said last night, boy, the first 16 teams messed up. The 16th pick, Jared McCain, is the leading is the leader in the sports books for Rookie of the Year right now, out of Duke, who went to Philly. So 16 and 17 are doing great good. But forget about all that. The Lakers got him. And this is the type of player that they've needed the last 2 trade deadlines and the last 2 off seasons, and they haven't been able to get. They went in for Gabe Vincent thinking he could do some of this stuff, but also be a distributing guard and also defend. But this is the type of player they needed, and that, frankly, that they haven't been able to afford. And I'm not even talking about an actual cash. I'm talking about in trade. Like, to get a player like this in trade might cost you 2 first. Like right now, if they said we're going to trade Dalton Knecht, people would be offering multiple first-round picks for him. His value from June 25th or whenever the draft was to November 20th literally has doubled. You'd have to get 2 first-round picks for him right now, maybe even more. And so if the Lakers really have it, and I want to be careful about making proclamations in November, if they have it, it will be a big thing for them, because what you need with LeBron James is shooting, and what you need with Anthony Davis is shooting. And not only that, this means that if they decide to use the picks in a trade, they don't have to use the picks for that type of player, that they can go out and look for something that could help them on defense if they decide to go that route. So huge. And also, J.J. Redick from day one was on this guy. And I see this all the time. I see a coach praise a rookie in training camp, and then when it comes down to it, the rookie's on the end of the bench. That's been happening for decades. It will happen for decades more. Okay, if you're a top 5 pick, you're going to play because your team probably stinks and they need to play it. But for the most part, you most of the time see coaches not trust rookies. JJ from day one said, and by the way, he was not great in Summer League.
No.
It was not like he came on Summer League and shot 70%. JJ, all the way through training camp, played him in training camp or in the preseason, and saw an opportunity to put him in the starting lineup and put him in the starting lineup. Like, JJ has helped make this happen.
Even those first 3 games, 3, 4, maybe the first 5 to 10 games, whatever it was, he wasn't playing that well. And then all of a sudden now he kind of started picking it up. Ever since he got put into the starting lineup when Rui got hurt, he went into the starting lineup. That's when it all of a sudden started to take off. The Memphis game was actually, it felt like the game that was his. So when that happens, does that, you were talking about how it allows other things to happen to another trade later on. Yeah. Does that allow him to go get like a big somewhere else?
Well, it allows immediately, it allows him to play Cam Reddish a little bit more, because like the Lakers' big problem, you can look at individual things, but the Lakers' big problem is they can't defend.
Right.
And like so many of the decisions that Darvin was making last year was because he was trying to get some defense on the court. Like, I know it drove people crazy that he was starting Taurean Prince. He looked at his hand and he said, Taurean Prince is my best chance to keep somebody in front of us on the perimeter. And that's why he played him so much. And that's why he leaned into Cam Reddish a lot last year. He was looking for what guys to stop him, stop perimeter guys. So Cam Reddish, in theory, Max Christie, that's why they spent the money on Max. It's not happened yet, but okay, let's see. Playing Knecht allows him to play Reddish out there and not suffer at all offensively. And that helps them on defense. It just gives them a little bit more athleticism, gives them a little bit more length and all that stuff. The Lakers, by the way, now with the way they're playing, they've got really good size.
Yeah.
Really good size. So, for the moment, it's working. We'll see if this mix works, but you got to give JJ credit. He changes the starting lineup. He puts the rookie in there, which was, a little risky, and it's working, and they're playing really well. So we'll see if they can keep it up. Most important out of all this, we haven't mentioned LeBron and Anthony Davis. The reason that they're this record is because AD is playing. He's averaging 30 and 10.
MVP level, yeah.
30 and 10, okay? And LeBron is averaging, he's sniffing around a triple-double. So while we talk about the role players, which is what we're talking about, but that's what they need.
That is what they needed.
Yeah.
They had to have guys that can do things other than LeBron and AD. Stand by. Brian Windhorst is in studio. I actually want to break on time because I want to spend more time with Windy and talk about a lot of other stuff. First, I want to tell all the Trojan fans, if you want to win tickets to the USC-UCLA rivalry game at the Rose Bowl this weekend, make sure you grab an ice-cold Coors Light and visit CoorsLight.com/collegefootball. Enter the keyword SCORE for your shot at tickets and other prizes. And thanks to our great friends at Coors Light, the official beer of college football and proud partner of the USC Trojans, don't forget 21 means 21, and remember to always celebrate responsibly. So did you get all that? You have to go to CoorsLight.com/collegefootball, and you still have chances to win tickets to the big game this upcoming weekend. No purchase necessary. It started back on August 1st, 2024. It'll end on January 21st, 2025, specifically at 9:59 p.m. Pacific time. Must be a legal resident of the 50 United States, 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. Use keyword to get entries for keyword prizes. See official rules at CoorsLight.com/collegefootball for entry instructions, keywords, odds, prizes, and restrictions. Moles Coors Beverage Company, USA, LLC, 250 South Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, USA, 60606. Brian Windhorst is in studio. We're going to keep going, talking about the Lakers. He brought up LeBron and AD. We've been talking about Dalton Knecht. Let's make the transition. Brian Windhorst in studio on Sedano and Kap.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Of from the whole football weekend. And you know when DeMarco serves up a best of, you know it means something. Don't miss it. They've got their best of the weekend, plus your chance to win a Fantasy Springs Weekend Getaway prize pack with your best of. That's Mondays in the 9 a.m. hour on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. Made possible by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs.
Have you all heard about the P-roll?
Nurse Blake, the viral comedy sensation.
The P-roll states that you are never allowed to hook up, get married to someone at the hospital whose job starts with the letter P. Police, paramedics, firefighters.
Nurse Blake.
Yeah, that hit all of us.
Saturday, January 11th at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Buy tickets now at FantasySpringsResort.com.
Mommy and Moana, together again.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
This Thanksgiving, if you can watch one movie,
Hey, you wanted to come this time.
make sure it's
Moana.
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 Moana. You might want to hold on.
Disney's Moana 2, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters November 27th. Tickets available now.
Can't be home for the game?
Caught for the touchdown.
NFL Plus has you covered with live, local, and primetime games on the go.
What a game he's had.
On your mobile device, you can access live, local Sunday afternoon games and all the primetime action from Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and Monday night football.
Tonight was definitely their night.
Sign up for NFL Plus today at plus.nfl.com/radio. Subscription required for NFL Plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man?
Fergie.
Yeah.
Brian Windhorst is in. It's Sedano and Kap. And Windy has been, I got to tell you, he's been dropping a lot of knowledge, both on and off the air.
Always does.
You know? In fact, I mentioned this before you got in here. You know, today, you had told me last time we were together in the 710 suite, we were there for a Kings game a few weeks ago, and you had recommended...
I don't know how many people are on the ice.
You don't know how many people are on the ice?
No, I was talking to Ryan Smith last night, the owner of the Jazz and the Utah Hockey Club.
Right.
And he was telling how excited he's got a hockey team. I go, Ryan, I don't know how many people are on the ice.
You mean you don't know how many people are on the ice in the game of hockey?
I don't know how many are on the ice on a team.
Okay, you want to take a guess? On the ice, when everybody's at equal strength, how many men are on the ice?
Both teams combined.
Are you including the referees?
No. Good question.
I believe there's 12.
Correct.
That is the exact right
You got
answer.
5-on-5 plus the goalkeepers.
But I wouldn't have bet money on it.
Okay.
There's three
referees.
Three referees. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would have guessed there was 4, so I would have lost money there. I would have lost money.
But you're always dropping good knowledge. Last week I came back, like the day after we had gotten together. I said, Brian Windhorst told me about a restaurant right down the street from LA Live. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. And he said it's legendary. And I feel like a big dope. So today, I finally went and found the place. It's a block away.
Yeah. It's right across the street.
I have walked past this place 5,000 times and never have known the pantry.
Yeah.
Which you told me for like 70 plus years was open 24/7. They never locked the doors.
No locks on the door, cash only. They started accepting credit cards, and now they're only open like 1/3 of the time.
I swear to you,
they have to pay for the credit card.
I almost went today, dude. I was so close. I was gonna go in today. Now, if I go in there, do you have any strong suggestions?
You get breakfast. The thing about it is, like, look, here's the thing. I covered LeBron like every day for like 12 or 14 years. They would always bring him, whether it was with Cavs with the Heat, they would bring him out here for Christmas Day. I think I spent 3 Christmas days at Staples Center. It was still called Staples Center back then. And I'm old enough, and I've been coming out here long enough that where we're sitting right now used to be a gravel parking lot. So when you would come out, it would always be 2:30 game. The primetime 5:30 game, Kobe versus LeBron, whether it was Cavs, Lakers, or Lakers Heat. So you're coming out of the game at 7 o'clock at night on Christmas night. Where are you eating dinner?
What's open?
You're eating at the pantry.
Okay.
I ate multiple Christmas dinners at the pantry. Now, I'm not saying that if you're in downtown LA, there's a bunch of great restaurants on an average, Wednesday at 5 o'clock. But on Christmas Day, it was a good option. And it was spectacular.
That's
But
kind of sad, though.
It
like,
is sad.
Sad Brian Windhorst sitting at the pantry by himself
Wait,
at Christmas dinner.
I have one that's a little sadder, I think.
Does it have to do with Chinese food?
No,
because that's what we usually eat.
Yes, usually the Hebrews eat the Chinese on Christmas Day. But I will tell you guys, at one time I had to go do a Georgia Tech game for CBS on Thanksgiving, and I wound up eating Thanksgiving dinner at a Waffle House.
Sounds
supposedly really
sounds
good.
Great.
Yeah. You like that?
Also, I don't know if it still is, but Barney's Beanery used to be open on Christmas Day. I don't want to send people over there, but I'm a Barney's Beanery guy too. I mean nowadays I only leave downtown under protest. But I used to sometimes leave downtown.
So I also got a question because Ramona was in here yesterday, Momo, yesterday or the day before, and she walked in and she was so excited because she had a bobblehead of you.
Yeah.
And it was like Akron Bees, I think it was.
Akron Zips, get it right.
Zips.
No, it's the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Rubber Ducks, that's right. Exactly.
Just kidding.
So tell me how you got actually a bobblehead and for the
Well,
Rubber Ducks and what the Rubber Ducks are.
Rubber Ducks are the AA team of the Cleveland Guardians, the AL Central Division champion Cleveland Guardians. I believe they were in the ALCS this year. I know that you...
Cleveland! This is for you!
People out here who have $400 million payrolls can't be bothered with those teams. But
it's okay, though.
yes, they're AA team, and they invited me to come. And the thing about it was I had to throw the pitch.
Did you get across?
Did I get it across? No, I didn't get it across.
But at least it
and
wasn't
I had just come back from the Olympics. I had to, I was at the Olympics, and I had to schedule it in September. And so... I just didn't really get a chance to, hone the old arm.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You otherwise you would have honed the old arm.
Well, the first thing is you're not going on top of the mound.
Yeah.
And,
that's unfortunate.
And the most thing you want is to not be. You don't want it to be memorable. And so I achieved that it was not memorable, but it was not. Let's just say that when they gave the ball back to me after I threw the pitch, the ball was damaged.
It was. It was scuffed, maybe a little dirty.
Yeah.
I'm getting pantry shamed, just so you know. My
Rightfully
phone is
so.
blowing up with people going, you don't know about the pantry. I go, bro, I live a block away.
Typically, again, things are different now, but typically when you go into the pantry, there would be 75 pounds of potatoes on the grill and at any one time. And they would, if you ordered hash browns, they would just sort of slice off a corner and just throw it on the plate.
I love that.
And I love that place. It really spoke to downtown LA to me. So
all right, here's what I'm going to say right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Next time you're in town, you and me, lunch the pantry.
Breakfast at the pantry.
What
it
time?
might be at lunchtime.
Okay,
but it's a breakfast joint.
Okay, that's fine. But 12:30 breakfast.
Well, I don't know if you're aware. We have this little show called NBA Today.
Well,
It airs
where's
from
that
12
on?
to 1 o'clock on ESPN.
105?
That's very doable.
Okay.
Well, Cap, you could do it one of these mornings when you're literally staying at your home away from home across the street.
Just not like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, apparently, because it's closed half of the week.
I know.
Which is heartbreaking.
I couldn't believe it. I looked it up online today. In fact, I even tried to call them today to see if they would tell me if they were open for sure. Nobody answered the phone. But I went by, and they were open. They were ready. All right, so Brian Windhorst is in studio. We were talking about Dalton Knecht. Can I ask you this question? Do you think that Dalton Knecht's emergence, you said, hold on, don't go crazy yet, but to have the kind of game that he had last night, I don't care who they're playing against, you got to knock down those shots. If you're a rookie on LeBron's team and you're scoring nearly 40 points, that to me is spectacular.
It's never happened.
Right, he's the first guy, first rookie to ever, how is
lead
this
the team?
Seriously, one of the biggest, craziest. There's a couple of LeBron stats that are just wild. This is one of them. I'll just ask you, how many rookies? Now we're not counting Dalton yet because he's played 15 games. How many rookies have LeBron play with first-round picks who have averaged more than 5 points a game in their rookie year?
I'll just take a stab. You ready? 0.
1.
Norris Cole.
Norris Cole. I would have said Boobie Gibson.
No, I was going to say Norris Cole.
Boobie Gibson was a second-round pick.
Come on.
But there haven't been. I don't think there haven't been many second-round picks either.
Do better, Bergie.
So one. So literally, when I say never, he's never had a first-round pick play like this.
Yeah.
Ever.
The story
in 23 years.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
And he trusts him, it seems like, too, which is rare by itself.
I thought it was interesting last week in New Orleans. LeBron had this incredible triple-double game, and he comes off and he's doing the walk-off interview, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just riding Dalton," and I was like, they were riding you, sir.
Right.
But he's invested in Dalton's success, and it's not something he's had much.
And he jumped off the bench last night
Oh,
when
my
he
God.
hit that 4-3. I mean, he was dancing on the bench.
The arena was just
crazy.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really great. So here's a question for you. Because Dalton Knecht is what he is now, does that make other players on the Lakers who you might have looked at as, we're not trading this guy, does it all of a sudden mean that maybe some more of this roster is tradable?
I don't know. I just don't think that they have that many assets other than those 2 picks. That's what teams want. At the end of the day, D'Angelo Russell just doesn't have that much value. And we know this because, one, he wasn't traded last trade deadline. We know they wanted to trade him and didn't. And then this summer, if he knew he would have value and the teams would sign him, he would have opted out of his contract. And even if he wanted to stay with the Lakers, if he thought somebody was going to offer him a good deal, he would have still opted out, so the Lakers would have to pay him. But he didn't. So we know there's just not that much interest. That said, these last 6 games since he's been moved to the bench, he's done exactly what you need him to do. He's been a contributor to this win streaks. That's been good. I just don't think there's value. I really do think that part of this Lakers season, can they be good enough between October 15th and January 15th that Rob and Jeannie think they can use the picks? Can they prove by January 5th? Because I don't think they're in 3rd place right now, and that's great. But if you look at this team, can you honestly say they can beat the Thunder, the Nuggets? Can they beat them? Is that much of a difference having Dalton Knecht to last year's team? Can they beat the Nuggets now? I don't know. Maybe you get to January 15th, you say, yes, they can beat the Nuggets. They could beat the Suns. They could beat the Timberwolves. They could beat the Warriors. They could beat, the cream of the crop of the West. I'm not sure they're there yet. So the question is, when you get to January 15th, do the Lakers feel like it's good enough that they can go ahead and use the picks to try to upgrade?
So in the summer, you talked about, you didn't say that this was going to happen by any means, but you talked about Jonas Valanciunas and that the Lakers are not out of it for him. They think about it later. Is that a type of guy that they could go after and would be somebody that they would want?
They obviously are looking for a center. I don't know if you need a player sort of that high up. I think you just need an athletic center. Like another guy.
Not a plotter is the way that Momo put it.
I agree. I think they need athleticism. Again, if you go back and look at the 2020 team, they had athletes at center, and it made a big difference, and it took some pressure off AD. One of the guys that people are looking at in the league right now is Jakob Poeltl, center from the Raptors. The Raptors are in a full rebuild. I think they're about 3-10 or something like that. He's had a couple of tremendous games recently. He looks pretty good. Would the Raptors move him? That's a guy who's becoming a name. But it doesn't have to be a transformational, it doesn't have to be a transformational player. The problem is you've got to, we know that Rob and Jeannie, and I always put Jeannie in there too, because she's got to make a decision. I don't even know if Rob Pelinka is going to be the GM in 2031. Seriously, I don't know I don't know anything about 2031.
Right. 7 years.
But Jeannie has to be worried about 2031. She has to make that decision. So, in some ways, it lands on her desk. And she's if you've got AD averaging 30 and 10, and you got a 40-year-old LeBron averaging, sniffing a triple double, and you're in 3rd or 4th place, do you start thinking about 2031? That's really where we are. They would never say this, but that's essentially what LeBron and AD's mandate is this year. Prove to the Lakers that they're good enough to use those last 2 pieces.
Do they want a role player, like a big-bodied center to give AD a break, or do you still think all this talk that we've been doing for the last 2 years about they need a 3rd star? Do you think they want a 3rd star, or do they want to enhance what they have?
What they would like to have is a player that takes them from being, are we borderline play-in team to we can win the Western Conference. That's what you want. That's the trade you want to make. Is it an athletic center? Is it, who's going to be available January 15th? One of the things that Pelinka has said the last couple of times there's been transaction season, he said, it takes 2 to tango. And he's also talking about the Lakers. It has to be a player that they want. I don't know. That player may not be available, but we'll see, because I am obviously impressed with what the team is doing. They are 8-0 at home, and what are they on the road? 3-4 5.
Yeah, they're not great on the road. They
2-5. No, they've got at least 3 road wins. 3-5.
It looks like they are.
Well, they're 14 games in, aren't they? Aren't they 14
away,
games?
They're 3-4 away.
Okay.
7-0 at home, 3-4 away.
There we go.
Okay. So they got one more home game here. They play the Magic. Magic won 6 in a row. That's no gimme. Like, it'll be a tough game probably. How would they go? How do they go when they go out on the road? Like, let's see. But they've really taken care of their business. They put themselves in a really good spot, and they've kept those avenues open, and that's something to watch.
Brian Windhorst is in studio. Can we hit this break? How much more time do you have? Do you have a few more minutes?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I honestly, we could talk basketball all day long. You're a football fan too, right?
I'm not an elite football fan, but sure.
You're a Browns fan. You don't want to talk football, do you?
Well, I mean, I was really depressed when I remembered they're playing tomorrow.
Brian Windhorst is in studio. Stick around. This is Sedano and Kap.
Miss the good old days? To save thousands on the exciting Kia lineup, including the new EV, hybrid, and plug-in models. Or you can enjoy deals on classics like the rugged Telluride, the sporty K5, and the all-new K4 sedan. Whatever you need, Kia of Carson most likely will have it in stock as one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country. Head over now or online at KiaofCarson.com. Hurry in for best selection.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino that includes this Sunday's tailgate party passes at the casino and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Hollywood Park Casino, park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bus blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Lakers fans, you can feel the courtside experience from the comfort of your home. Follow the Lakers on Instagram and get exclusive insider access to highlights with angles straight from the floor. On Lakers Instagram, see your favorite players and find out what happens behind the scenes through Instagram stories. Stay locked in throughout the season. Don't miss any of the action and follow the Lakers on Instagram now. Let's go Lake Show.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is being brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Bergie's in for Sedano. Brian Windhorst is in studio hanging out. Big D here is running this operation.
What's happening?
And Lindsay Baseball is ready for what we all need to know.
All right, guys, so Disney, ESPN, and the NBA are teaming up to present the first real-time animated NBA game. All we need is Christopher in here for an oh boy, because it's going to be called Dunk the Halls. It's going to air on ESPN2, and it will be the alternate option for the Spurs-Knicks game on Christmas Day. It will feature iconic Disney characters in virtual live recreations of the on-the-court action.
I actually think this is really smart.
Who's playing Wembanyama?
That's a great question.
Goofy.
Probably Goofy, yeah.
It's got to be
He's a tall
Goofy.
one.
Somebody tall, skinny.
Tall, lanky.
Obviously, this conversation's been had.
No, that was like off the top of my head.
Well,
I'm
maybe
smart.
that's- yeah,
I mean,
okay.
at least for right now, when it comes
All
to
right.
Disney characters, apparently.
All right.
Brian.
Oh, I was literally just going to say, how is George not called yet?
I know, right?
And I'm pretty sure he has.
But Brian, you know what though? If like CBS has taken the Super Bowl and like turned it into a Nickelodeon slime fest.
Yeah.
And if Fox has, what game was it we were talking about yesterday? It's like a Dallas.
Oh, the Cowboys-Bengals game.
Cowboys-Bengals.
Yeah.
They can't flex out of it because they've already said that they've
Simpsons
got
game.
a Simpsons character thing. So if everybody is already doing this, and you're Disney, of course you should be doing an NBA game with the Disney characters.
I'm fascinated how this is possible. So, like, you know, when Chris Paul's coming down the court, like, it'll be Mickey Mouse actually coming down the court.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
it's some sort
Yeah,
of
exactly.
AI technology.
So listen,
Or
it
like Donald Duck
says
or something like that. Yeah.
every Spurs and Knicks player will appear as a motion-enabled animated player. And the Disney characters expected to appear include Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, Chip and Dale, as well as Santa Claus and his elves.
So Chip and Dale. So Chris Paul would be Chip or Dale, right?
And when he complains to the refs, does he have the high pitched?
At that point, he needs to be Donald Duck. And just
It's going to be great.
That is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morago Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. So Brian Windhorst is in studio. On a day like today, you what have you done so far? Just NBA Today? Is that like the primary?
NBA Today, yep. Talked with probably about 6 or 7 teams, just checking in on stuff. That's what I do all day, every day, unfortunately. It's sad.
Why?
And, well, just because you spend hours of your life talking about the number 7th man on the team, about whether he can be traded.
Will you tell us this? Don't get offended by the question, by the way. When you call these teams, when you talk to these teams, are we talking to coaches? Are we talking to GMs? I mean, who is...
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like, will you talk to an assistant to the assistant GM, or you only talk to the number one guy?
No, I'll talk to, I mean, I'm not going to say, but, you know, I talk to more than the GMs.
Okay.
Sources, man. He's not going to give
like
away
like
his
last
sources.
night, I spent an hour and a half at crypto with the Jazz because I don't see the Jazz every day. Tonight, I'm going over to Intuit, and I'm going to spend the time with the Magic because again, I don't see the Magic every day. I see, I've been to 3 or 4 Clipper games this year. I'll go see the Magic and talk to the Magic folks. So it's what you do. That's the job.
The guy who's the owner of the Jazz that you were talking to last night.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Ryan Smith.
Okay, and I didn't realize this. He's he's not even 50 years old yet, right?
I don't know how old he is.
I feel like I
he's
looked it
pretty
up
young.
last night. Like he's like in his late 40s.
Yeah.
And I don't know what exactly it is that he did because I looked this up last night. He started some tech company that made him, I guess, a billionaire, and he's able to buy up these sports teams now.
Not only that, like one of his highest paid players is in high school in Utah.
One of his highest paid players.
That's right. You heard what I said.
Is in high school.
How's that work?
There's a guy that he's paying NIL money to his name is AJ, and I can't pronounce his last name because I'm not Jonathan Gavoni and I don't specialize in this, but like he's going to go to BYU next year, which he funds the NIL. And, you know, I think he's going to go to BYU. Like, I think that's the arrangement. And so he's at a prep school in Provo or somewhere.
When you say he's one of the highest paid guys, you have any idea?
Millions. I think it's I mean, I don't want to be tied to this. I mean, I've just been told it's, you know, I think it's not getting it all right now. But I mean, go ahead.
No, it has. The story says AJ Dybansta, DYBANTSA.
I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
I'm just trying. He's getting $3.5 to $4 million in NIL.
Wow, in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much. I don't want to say that was all from Ryan Smith, but yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
High school.
I will say this about Ryan Smith. He lives his life like I would live my life if I was a billionaire.
Buying an NBA team.
But just like if you're around him, he's just like totally relaxed and cool. I mean, he sold his company, so I'm sure he's still working at it, but you know.
Well, he was wearing like a blue hoodie last night with like a black.
He's very
vest.
famous for always wearing a backwards baseball cap.
Okay, because I think last night I was up at the broadcast location, and I was standing there next to Michael Thompson. And I go, across the court, who's that? And they go, that's Dwayne Wade, you big dummy. I go, not Dwayne Wade, the guy talking to Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I think that's the owner of the Jazz. And I'm like, he got that look that says, I'm so wealthy and I'm so young that I'm not dressed
Thank you
up.
for calling him young. We're the same age.
Yeah,
So
46 years old, young fella.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Young kid. You know?
He's done a little better than I have.
I don't know, Wendy. I don't know, man.
I think you're doing
pretty
well
good.
for
I mean, he owns the Jazz. He owns the Utah Hockey Club, and he's trying to get BYU a national title.
But does he have a bobblehead with a AA baseball
Probably
team?
does, and
Exactly.
it's probably. I think you know what? I think he actually owns a AAA baseball
Oh,
team too.
But does he have a best BFF in Scott Kaplan?
That is a good question.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
no
that
way.
is a good question.
No way.
People don't believe it. I told him right away. I said, Wendy and I hung out last night. Wendy and I are now BFFs. Now, you may not
It
feel
was
that way
much
about
more
me.
enjoyable talking to him than watching the game. I'm just sorry. I just don't know what I'm looking at.
No,
like guys would skate around in a circle, and then all of a sudden I would hear the horn go off.
You're
and
like,
I
oh,
was
something happened.
I don't know how the puck went in, but I didn't even see the puck, but it went in the goal.
So why were you there?
I was there as a guest of Good Karma Brand.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And Sam Pines. Yeah, so Cappy has talked about how he met you, and he was waiting around, and he got the chance to talk to you. What is your story of how Cappy actually came up to you? Was he being creepy? Was he waiting off to the side?
In
Did he
all
just
honesty,
walk up to you?
I was
Did you just
looking for
shake his hand?
anybody in that suite where we could not talk about hockey. And no offense. And people were like, oh my God, when you go to hockey, it's so much better live. With all due respect, it was just, I just didn't.
Hockey live, by the way, it is so much fun. If you're
No,
sitting down
you have to
watching,
be watching.
on the,
I
yeah, you have to be
just
watching.
don't know the game.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sorry, I just don't know the game.
I love it live.
Yeah, so what happened was, though, is that Wendy was talking to a group of people, and these were all people that were like, oh, I know him from TV. Cool, I'm hanging out, I'm talking to him. And I'm kind of waiting off to the side. Like, I got to have a little bit of Wendy time myself.
Yeah.
And I had to wait for you to get done so that I could grab you and
The
hold you.
double half. I mean, it's not halftime. The double. That's another thing that's rough. In
The
hockey
intermission,
game.
the two intermissions?
double
You don't like
intermission
that?
is tough. It's tough, man. That's some tough. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes.
That's tough, man.
You know,
it's tough.
Let me tell you what I'm doing. Maybe you want to join me. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I am going to be one of those ice boys at a Kings game. So when
you scoop up the shavings or whatever.
Correct. Now the Kings are actually, they don't really buy the fact that I'm like practically Brian Boitano on ice skates, right? So they're like, no, they're putting me through like a 3 or 4 week course where I have to like prove to them. You talk about LeBron and AD proving to Jeannie that they can use those picks. I have to prove to the Kings that I can skate well enough to go out on the ice and shave that ice.
That's fine. I'm worried about injury. Like, and seriously, I was talking to somebody from the Jazz yesterday. You know, they just had, like, a month ago, the Utah team played its first game, and they had Lauri Markkanen, their 7-foot franchise player, go out and drop the inaugural puck drop. Now, he is from Finland, and I know the Finns are great hockey players, but he is, you know, like, hockey is probably one of those sports where they don't want you to play it. How do you feel about your 7-footer walking out on ice? Like, sounds ripe for disaster.
They didn't put down a red carpet for him?
I don't know, but
I
mean,
hope so.
Is that what happened?
They put down a carpet.
All right, well, then I take it all. I take it all.
No,
back.
you don't know. Maybe they didn't.
If he steps off wrong one time and slips on his
That's
butt,
what I'm talking about.
It's all
This is
over.
way too much risk being associated
Can
with
you
it.
ice skate?
Hell no.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you like to learn?
No.
You sure?
He doesn't even want
because
to.
Because here's what's going to
We
happen.
have an ice skating rink right outside.
The rink is going to go up here.
I see they're putting it
up
up.
the tree.
Yeah.
And right after Thanksgiving, they're going to put the ice skating rink right out here at LA Live. Why don't you and me?
I'm just going to say,
Arm in arm.
I've been coming here every other week for most of the last 7 years. There's some times when I walk past that rink, especially in the morning. It's I don't know about that surface, buddy. I mean, I know that it's a wonderful time with the family, and I walk through there, and everybody's having a great time with the holidays. But boy, you better be careful on that surface. I don't think it's exactly, NHL grade.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
Yeah, you were out there last year, so
Yep.
Cappy did go out there last year and was pretty good. He was going backwards, forwards.
Turns
he
out
was
I'm like the Jewish Wayne Gretzky. You know what I mean? I didn't even know. But I'm a natural.
He was going around saying L'chaim.
You're from, Western PA. It's known for, that's how, I get it, but it's not where I'm from, buddy.
All right.
I would break an ankle and mess up my teeth.
We don't want that. You got
The
to
thing
look
about
pretty
hockey,
for TV.
well, here's one thing I know about hockey.
Tell me.
The equipment stinks.
Stinks to high hell.
It smells
oh,
so
good God,
bad.
man. Oh, it's
so,
the worst.
Like when you're in NBA arenas, like, when you're covering an NBA team, you always go to an NBA arena in the morning for shoot around. And a lot of times these arenas are being shared, just like crypto. And you'll be walking down the hallway at like 10:30 in the morning, and there was a hockey game the night before, and you'll walk past where the locker room was, and you'll be staggered.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh my God.
Oh, I know
my
that
God.
smell.
Yeah.
I know that smell. I played hockey for a long time, and those pads, you can't really, like basketball uniforms, you can wash all those.
Yeah.
The pads are not easy to wash.
They have these
and they put it all in a
canisters.
bag and zip it up.
They have these canisters that they I've seen them. They disinfect the room. in the locker room after it's over because they got to try to get the smell out.
It's so bad.
And by the way, you think an NHL player stinks. Like regular hockey guys, the guys who play hockey at 11 o'clock at night in the ice skating rink in the mall because there's no ice time, those guys are nuts. They're out of their minds. And then they pack all their crap in their CCM hockey bag, and then it just stinks to high hell.
Yeah. And because you zip it up and you put it in the back of your car and you forget about it until you get it back out again later.
God,
it smells so
I am
bad.
so not down with this sport.
Sounds like you know a lot about hockey.
Because I'm around these arenas. I'm around these arenas. I see the machine where they sharpen the blades, and it's off-putting.
Kind of terrifying.
We have not talked to Wendy about football. Let's just have one more segment with Wendy. We'll talk football, and then we got to get him out of here because he got to go to work.
I got to go into it.
All right, hold on one second. Let me talk to everybody about a very upsetting issue. And Wendy, if this ever happens to you, trust me, I got the guy. You're paying your homeowner's insurance premium every single month. That's what you're supposed to do. Then you have a massive flood at your house. Could be a broken pipe, could be a toilet overflow. Regardless of what it is, you call your homeowner's insurance company and you say, hey, you got to come out here and see what's going on. And you know that there are thousands and thousands of dollars of damage. But you see, the homeowner's insurance guy or girl, the adjuster, that person is trying to give you as little money as possible so that when they go back to their bosses and they're like, well, how much did it cost? And they go, 10 grand. They go, hey, great job, because that should have been 100 grand. Trust me when I tell you this, that they are not going to just offer you the money. That's why you need Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt has been in this industry for 20 plus years. He's got an entire team behind him. He has all the relationships with all the insurance adjusters. And in the final analysis, I promise you this, nobody, and I mean nobody, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. Oh, by the way, spent a lot of time with Avner Gatt last night in the suite. That's how you make relationships. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. Don't try to negotiate with the homeowner's insurance company. You leave it to a professional that has all the 5-star reviews on Google, on Yelp, the Better Business Bureau, etc. AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call, Avner answers. You'll know it's him when you hear that name. Bring! Hello!
The Black and Gold playoff run continues this Saturday.
Saturday night, BMO Stadium.
And 710 ESPN wants you to live the thrills at BMO Stadium.
BMO Stadium, to me, is the most incredible venue in Los Angeles.
Man, they do it right.
Tune in all day tomorrow, because it's an LAFC playoff ticket Thursday. And you can win tickets to LAFC this Saturday night.
LAFC and 710 ESPN is a great fit.
LAFC playoff ticket Thursday.
And the fact that it's at BMO Stadium gives them a big boost.
LAFC playoff ticket Thursdays on 710 ESPN.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. Choose an Amazon locker or counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Matthew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Matthew brings that same style to USC fans with their first ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days and style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismatthew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
You're busy enough this season without having to get up on a ladder to clean out your gutters. Whether you're tired of unclogging gutters or don't even know what your gutters look like, it's time for a permanent solution you can depend on with Leaf Filter. For Black Friday, don't miss your last chance to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters during Leaf Filter's most anticipated sale of the year at leaffilter.com/amber. Clogged gutters aren't just a nuisance. They can cause extensive problems like flooding, roof damage, rotting siding, foundation issues, and more. Leaf Filter uses award-winning patented technology to keep out everything but water. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no-obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap on a Wednesday afternoon. Greg Bergman is in for Sedano. Young D flying this plane.
And your BFF Wendy is here, too.
Right. Lindsay Baseball producing this operation. And Brian Windhorst is in studio. We talked a lot of NBA, talked a lot of Lakers. We talked about a lack of knowledge in hockey. And
talked about the pantry.
Yep, the pantry, right? Barney's Beanery.
Yep.
Just talked about Columbo at the commercial break. Morales came in. I said, hey, there's a Columbo connection here.
Big fan of Columbo.
Big fan. He watches it every night.
All episodes are available on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Okay.
I hear more about Columbo from Morales than I do about the radio station.
And
That's
Columbo.
how much he loves it.
Columbo's your favorite show.
It's a very, I'm going to say it's my favorite. It's a very calming experience.
Yeah, calming.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I really remember much of Columbo.
What I want in a show is 1970s murders.
Because?
Because it's very calming.
Murders are calming.
Really?
Yeah.
The murders were different back then, I suppose.
You know, McMillan and Wife.
I don't know that one at all.
Quincy M.E.
Quincy M.E.
Yeah.
Oh,
look, he's
Morales,
I can hear him in the other room. Like, so excited.
I mean, Quincy M.E., medical examiner. Quincy, yes.
I don't
right.
know that
Oh,
one.
no, I know Quincy.
Oh, Chris is real fired up.
All right, hold on.
These
Here
are
comes
all
Morales.
classic Los Angeles shows.
Here comes
All right,
Morales.
go ahead, Morales. This is your time.
Now,
to shine.
you, me, and Ramona maybe a year and a half ago, sat downstairs at a bench in front of Starbucks, and we talked about life, but we never made this connection.
Yeah.
Columbo's incredible. That's established. But Quincy M.E. is such a gem. But here's the thing about Quincy. He is he's a coroner.
Yeah.
But he's never a coroner. He acts as an FBI agent. He acts as a lieutenant. The show is basically, he never is actually a coroner. He's investigating. He takes it upon himself.
Yeah, but what was the name of the actor who played Quincy? What was
the
his
guy
name?
from The Odd Couple?
Yes.
Jack Lemmon?
No, the
Walter
TV show.
Matthau?
No,
Oh.
the TV show, not the movie.
I'll find it.
Come on.
But I remember
I knew
this.
those two.
No, that was impressive.
No, that was
that was good. Quincy
Well,
M.E.
your ratings are going to be extraordinary.
Our ratings are already Jack
Yeah, we don't
Klugman.
worry about
Jack
that.
Klugman.
And I didn't even see his name.
Jack
I just saw his face.
And he was a ladies' man in the show.
Without
Really?
question, yes.
Yeah.
In the opening, he's like sort of feeling up a woman in a
So you'd like that, Cappy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It's a great show, and he lived on a boat sometimes.
Columbo, not a ladies' man.
Funny, though, I never really called it Quincy M.E. I always called it just Quincy.
Okay.
So did you know Columbo actually has a first name?
I don't know.
So
but
here's the thing that
Go
broke
ahead.
my heart. Earlier this year, my newer girlfriend at the time, she's like, I'm tired of watching Columbo with you. I'm like, well, then you can leave. Then you can leave.
How'd that play out?
So she does a Wikipedia. Come to find out, in 2 episodes, when he shows his badge, enough of the audience over the years has zoomed in, and it's Frank. Frank
Wow.
Columbo.
That's a good name.
But it
sounds like a.
But I liked the mystery of he didn't have a first name.
Oh, really?
Like he always references to his wife, Mrs. Columbo, but she never appeared.
There was one episode where there was a plot to kill her.
Yes. Those were the newer ones, though.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
How many seasons of Columbo were there?
You can go on Peacock and see them all right now.
7 classic.
This looks like season 10.
But remember, when they say...
You are correct. You really know your stuff.
And then
You guys
8, 9,
should do
10
a
were the newer
Columbo
when they were on
podcast.
ABC. But remember, they're not it wasn't a TV show. It was the Sunday night movie. That's how Columbo was so rich, the real Peter Falk, and had a mansion in Beverly Hills, because these were a big event. They only happened every, 3 months. Kind of like Lit. But it didn't always happen all the time.
The cool thing about it is if, you can see all this classic L.A. stuff. It's all filmed all around L.A. And you can see what things look like in the 60s and 70s. I think it's kind of cool.
And what was the other one? McMillan and Son?
McMillan and Wife, which was Rock
I never
Hudson.
got into that one.
That was based in San Francisco.
But it was a big deal. The Sunday night movie, Columbo, Johnny Cash was a villain. They had celebrity villains. It was a big deal. Martin Sheen was a villain, or not a villain.
George Hamilton.
George Hamilton was a big villain.
He have a good tan back then?
Oh, yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah, really?
He was in his prime.
Really?
Okay, so what's right now?
Okay, hold on a second here. Morales literally just turned his body. He's gone into deep interview mode here. Okay, go ahead.
Let's get rid of the Hoops Collective. We're
Go
going to have
ahead.
the Columbo Collective.
Yeah.
That's right. I would
Hoops Collective is
totally
great,
do
but Columbo.
I would totally do
What's the
Hoops Collective is great.
number one episode?
The Johnny Cash episode is way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Cash, in an incredible plot twist,
Oh, yeah.
crashes a plane.
Yes.
He's the pilot. He crashes the plane to kill his wife and his illicit lover.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I think Johnny Cash was on the episode of Monk, too. I don't know if you watch any of that.
Let's not get into
stuff,
Monk
but
right
yeah,
now. We're talking about
I
Columbo.
love that show.
For me, I think it's candidate for a crime.
Set in where a senator
Yeah.
campaign for senator tries to fake his own
Yes.
assassination attempt.
Shot at a lot of it at
Yeah.
the Century City Plaza Hotel, which is now all apartments, but back then it was a big deal.
Chris and I used to do these walks around downtown LA in the morning for
And he
our
would get
exercise.
scared. I'd have to protect him.
I would have to protect Chris because he was afraid about all the the guys out there
He
lighting
doesn't
up their
understand the
crack
mean
pipes and
streets,
stuff.
Brian.
Right?
He's a San Diego and
Right,
the high
of
end
course.
with Del Mar
Yeah.
guy.
So
he's the mayor of Del Mar. What does that tell you?
heard.
But
Yeah.
Chris would walk around and he would go, they shot an episode of Columbo over here. You see this building right here? They shot an episode of Columbo over here. He literally was giving me downtown LA landmarks based on where Columbo episodes were shot.
I can't wait to text Sedano and say, we turned the hoops. Brian Windhorst was here in studio. Hey, you missed it, Sedano, which it's killing him right now.
A little bit.
And then we talked Columbo.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, it really makes me sad. People are gonna, it's gonna hurt my brand, which is hip. My brand.
Yes,
is
it
hip.
is very.
We need to make Columbo. People said, and I hate to say this on the air, make America great
Columbo?
again. Let's make Columbo relevant again.
You guys really should do a
It
podcast.
is available
Honestly.
on Peacock right now. You could spend tonight watching it.
Oh,
We need to cut this, send it over to Peacock. They own the whole plaza. They should,
Yeah, they
they
do.
should hear it.
Yeah.
my friend, this was a pleasure.
A real pleasure.
This was the best
We're
5
gonna
minutes
go.
of the
We're gonna
year.
go to Barney's Beanery
Yes.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And talk about Columbo episodes
and record a podcast
and
there.
order the chili because that's what Columbo always orders.
Columbo loves
All right.
chili.
Hey, in the meantime, people are asking in our live YouTube chat, they're like, we think Wendy's kind of fading. We think he's sort of not really into this conversation. I said to them, I go, no, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I would
Shocking
say,
people on our YouTube chat are wrong.
I would say that
hey,
Wendy.
listen, you losers, go out get a real life.
I like what
Or
you're doing.
go watch Columbo
Yeah,
tonight.
I would say
Starting
that
it all
Wendy
up
is
again.
more excited to talk about Columbo than he is to talk about.
I'm worried
Dalton
about the
Knecht.
audience, not tuning into it, but I am enjoying it.
Good. Listen, here's my rule about this place. As long as the people in this room are enjoying it, I don't care what anybody else
Okay,
thinks.
all right, then that's fine. Yeah,
You guys can get back to hoops
Yeah,
now.
that whole
right?
radio thing doesn't exist anymore. Don't worry
Hoops,
about that.
schmoops. Give me a break. Last thing. So tomorrow night, yours and Lindsay Baseball's Cleveland Browns on national TV against the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a disaster your football team is.
You're not kidding. It's an embarrassment.
It is.
They're not worth talking about.
I
but
would
the Cavs
say
are.
that my first sporting event I ever watched was the 1986 World Series, which, by the way, if Bill Buckner fields the ball, the series is not over. I mean, now nobody knows who cares about it. But anyway, that was the first thing. So I've been a sports watcher since 1986. I was 8 years old. I think that Deshaun Watson is the most catastrophic trade for our franchise in that time frame.
That $200 million is not.
That's only
250
part of the
million.
problem. Guaranteed money on a hard cap system is terrible.
Right.
They traded 3 first-round picks for him.
Yeah.
And he's done.
And not only that,
he's done.
But but not only that, but they've now ruined another season because they were so desperate to prove that they were correct on the trade.
And they ruined this season because the owner goes to the head coach and says, "Hey, listen, Deshaun Watson got hurt again this year, but I don't think we have the right system in place for him. So fire the entire offensive staff that just led us to the playoffs with all these different offensive line combinations and 5 different starting quarterbacks, and hire a different offensive staff. So let's go hire the guy that Buffalo fired in the middle of the season when you don't even know that Deshaun Watson's going to be able to make it through a full season, which he hasn't yet again." So it's been like 4 years in Cleveland, and I would bet you Deshaun Watson has played less than 25 games.
Right, but the guy who they actually found who was a good quarterback, they wouldn't keep him.
Joe Flacco?
And I'm not saying he's going to be your quarterback of the future, but then maybe if the guy blows his Achilles, let's say, then the other guy can play. But no, they
were married to this contract.
Married. I wish it was a marriage. You can get out of a marriage. It's a blood oath.
Yeah, you're right.
See, I'm a Raider fan, and they are probably close to the worst team in the entire NFL. They beat the Browns. That has to just it hurts just a little bit because those two teams are the worst teams in the NFL at this point. I just can't.
I mean, they just lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
One of their wins is against the Jaguars, which at the time was like, oh, that's a good win. But boy, did that not
they're all the way at the bottom now too.
Right. Yeah.
The NFL
I just want the first round pick. I want the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Everybody win. I need you to beat the Browns to beat the Steelers. I need the Jaguars to beat somebody. The Raiders have to get to them.
In all honesty, that's really the Browns' only way out because they owe so much money to him for the next few years that your only hope is that you draft a quarterback who is cheap for a few years, and then that doesn't harm your team a little bit.
Yep.
So they have to draft a quarterback who's cheap. They just have to.
But I really think his career is over. I really, really think that he's done. I don't think any other NFL team is going to say Deshaun Watson is going to get back to who he was in Houston. That guy's long gone. And so are your Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, but it was amazing, just amazing that they made it to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it really was. I know, I was around a lot of it last year. But then they decided that the owner's smarter than all the football people.
And also, isn't it sad? The Browns-Steelers rivalry is pretty much dead.
Yeah, because the Steelers-Ravens rivalry is what that division is all about.
When I was a kid, it meant everything. And now the Steelers beat the Browns regularly anyway, but they don't even care. They're like, yeah, it's just another game.
Right. I feel like the Browns end up beating one time a year. They beat the Steelers once a year. It feels like.
Check your math. I mean, they've won in Pittsburgh twice in my life.
Twice.
Yeah.
Is this in Pittsburgh tomorrow?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's going to be cold. The
No,
field's going to be a mess.
I think it's actually at home.
It won't matter.
It is.
Who cares? I'm not even going to watch it.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Brian Windhorst, I know you got to get to work. Thank you very much for all this time.
This hasn't been work.
This is easy.
We've been talking Columbo.
Right. And when you come back, you and me, breakfast at lunchtime at the pantry.
Yes, absolutely.
And then go ice skating around the rink.
Just not on Monday and Tuesday and maybe Wednesday because I think they might be. Well, you said they were open today.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll do it on a Wednesday.
Okay.
Cappy, you forgot to ask him, though.
What?
If I'm safe with my bet for the Cavs to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
What do you think?
What were the odds that you got on this bet?
It was more of a friendly wager.
Oh.
So, it's just, I told Sedano they are going to, I think they're going to win the East. And he's like, there's no way they're beating Boston. And I said, okay, they'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They've got a fair shot. They had a good night last night. They lost the game, but they had a good night. It sort of proved that they could do. But Boston's the best team in the East.
All right. Well, he's just confirming what Sedano's been trying to tell you. Yeah. Okay. Radio Tinder is coming up next. Brian Windhorst is going to work. Stick around, everybody. This is Sedano and Cap.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Going through a life change, whether you're downsizing, you've inherited a home, or you're just ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Black Friday savings start now at Carden Alleyway Hyundai. These are brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid SEO convenience for just $369 a month for 36 months. Plus, enjoy peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or at CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Includes 10,000 miles per year plus tax, license, and fees. Offer available to well-qualified buyers only. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 12/2/24.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids, someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
On October 21st, 2006, Michigan State found themselves down 38-3 with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they made that initial deficit like it never even happened, scoring 38 straight points to win 41-38.
Incomplete. The ball game is over. The Michigan State Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Oh, I love Snoopy.
Peanuts.
Snoopy's on my socks today, actually.
Oh, really?
Sure is.
This song always makes me think of, like, Christmas. Like the holidays where, oh, look at that. Look at those socks. Yeah, it always makes me feel like there was a Snoopy Peanuts Christmas special.
There is. There's like a special for every holiday for Peanuts.
They do Thanksgiving special, which a lot of people, a lot of shows don't do Thanksgiving. They forget
They
about
wait-
Thanksgiving.
they wait for Christmas.
They wait. The Peanuts, they do Thanksgiving.
Well, hey, we're getting ready for Radio Tinder, but before we get there, here to play Radio Tinder, live from Phoenix, Arizona, where tonight the Knicks will play the Suns, and we will see him on TV. Sedano. Hi, Georgie.
Hi, guys. Cappy, why do you, just because you tell Brian Windhorst not to be offended by your line of questioning, doesn't mean he's going to tell you who his sources are.
Right, that's what I was saying, George.
No, I didn't mean, had to preface it because of the last time I asked Dave McMiniman about who he was talking to, and he got all upset at me. I just was curious.
Well, of course.
You're asking for sources.
Do you not see why they would be upset at you? And I understand you prefacing the question kind of softens it a little bit, but it's still an inappropriate question.
I like the question because I'm just curious. Like, are you only talking to head coaches? Are you only talking to GMs? Or are you going deeper into the organization? I like that question.
Oh, for the love of God.
George, as we play Radio Tinder, tell us about Tequila Mandala, who, by the way, you mentioned to Dave Roberts yesterday, and he seems very into it.
Yeah, well, he's had a bottle in his office in Dodger Stadium. Like, you could see it. So, but you can always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium recipient tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala.
Well said. Very well said.
Well done.
Lindsay, baseball, where are we going here on Radio Tinder?
Well, we're going to go to, the story based in Kentucky, where country legend Randy Travis is the topic. So Randy Travis, legendary country singer, back in 2013, he suffered a near-fatal stroke that resulted in aphasia, which is a disorder that took away most of his ability to speak and sing. So that was obviously very sad. However, in light of recent technology, AI has given him the ability to speak and sing again, and now he's coming out with a new album. So the new album is all AI that was trained with his voice on how to replicate his voice based on his past albums. So I want to ask you guys, do you think that in this situation, or similar situations, where a singer is no longer able to actually sing, do you think it's okay that they use AI to put out a new album? Swipe left or swipe right? Cappy, you go first.
I will swipe right. I know this is probably not the popular answer. Like, oh my God, they're recreating his voice and they're selling it as if it's him. But on the other hand, he's got such a distinct voice that he can make money without actually having to do the singing, I think. So I'm all for people making money any way they can.
He's actually like singing along to the songs, but like the AI is actually producing the noise. So it's like he's going out on a stage and like performing shows.
Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't want to see him standing there weekends at Bernieing me.
But he's not weekend at Bernieing you. He's just kind of like...
He's just mouthing the words?
I guess.
Does he actually write the words, though?
Yes.
Like, he's writing all
Yeah,
so
he's
then
writing the songs. It's just AI that's performing them.
I think it's okay. I'll swipe right because he's writing it, and that's something that it's still his music, and it's still his voice kind of for AI, and he wants to still go out there and show that, you know, his music is still good. So I'm okay with it in that sense.
Yeah, I don't like that part of it. I once saw Steve Miller, who did not sing one word the entire concert. He stood up there in the front, and there was somebody standing behind him singing every single word. Now, I don't know how he still does it, but I don't know. George, what do you think?
I mean, I guess if he's okay, if he's the one behind it, like I don't have an objection to it. I would have a big objection to it, obviously, if he wasn't involved. I still don't like it, so I'm going to swipe left. I think it stinks.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are very worried about AI taking over all of our jobs.
So on that same note...
Yeah, get ready, Cappy. Wait until I can get a Cappy AI.
I know, you won't even need me anymore.
You can get a Cappy AI. Didn't you guys hear? Mason once did like a whole segment where he played this clip of a podcast that was talking about
It was
him.
Joe Rogan, right?
No, it was like more recently where it was like a whole clip of these people doing this podcast talking about Mason and Ireland and how the podcast got started and everything. And it turned out that the entire podcast episode was all generated from AI.
I don't. There can't be another Cappy. There's only one Cappy.
You're right. But
I know, but the AI can pick up on all the stupid things
Well,
I say.
Cappy, what we could do is that way when you and I have to miss, we can just have Cappy and Sedano AI, and it just like, you know, we can do the show with just the AI.
No, that's terrifying. I don't want any part of that. No, please.
AI is going to want to get me fired. AI will say something that I even would edit myself.
You both would be fired.
All right, what else we got,
Okay,
Lindsay?
so wait, on the same
I
note...
don't say anything stupid. Cappy does.
On the same note, Jerry Garcia, who is no longer with us, the estate of Jerry Garcia actually recently approved a set of audiobooks and articles that his voice is reading through AI. So it wasn't him. He personally did not consent to this. And again, he's no longer with us. So the subject matter is not written by him. And his estate decided they're going to make these audiobooks and articles available for you to read or listen to through his voice in AI.
I don't think I have a problem with that. You want to hear something even?
You don't have a problem with that one?
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with the Randy Travis
like-
where
No,
he's alive?
No, I didn't have a problem with Randy Travis.
This guy's dead.
Right, I know he's dead. But that's all right. They got his voice. They can turn his voice into reading a book to everybody.
He's not allowing that to happen.
No,
can't
his
give
estate is allowing.
Oh, that no.
Yeah,
that
but what
makes
if,
it
what
worse.
if he didn't like it, though? Like, what if he was like, I don't like this, I don't want to do it,
Well,
you
guess
know?
what? Tough, you're dead. All right, you have
It's
no
weird.
opinion.
You're
You're
taking
dead.
the side of the one that's alive,
Wait,
wanting
you
to
guys,
do it.
You guys want to hear something really bad?
Sure.
George, you'll love this. My old radio station of 16 years down in San Diego, 1090, they now are replaying radio shows from like 50 years ago with Wolfman Jack. So they went to Wolfman Jack's estate and they said, hey, we've got all the tapes with what he said in between and how he introduced songs. Can we replay them? And they're replaying a dead guy on the radio. And they even have billboards that he's back.
Didn't they do that with Casey Kasem for years?
I don't know. Did they, George? Did they do that?
I feel like they did. They did that top 40 show or whatever.
But they're not recreating Wolfman Jack.
No,
They're just
they're
taking
playing
old
stuff.
Wolfman Jack.
Right.
Old tapes.
Yeah,
That's different.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine because it's old tapes. This is new tapes that they're creating off of his voice. That's not okay.
You don't like that?
No, hate that.
All right. What else you got, Lindsay?
So
Baseball?
they still apparently, according to a quick Google search, they still do the Casey Kasem American Top 40.
Right, they're replaying those shows.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a similar thing. I feel like that was like at least that actually happened. You know, at least it happened. It's not recreating it.
All right.
That's
all
it for
right.
Radio
Do you like
Tinder.
the Jerry? Okay. Do you like the Jerry Garcia one, Sedano?
No, I don't.
Hey, Young D, you ain't know nothing about no Jerry Garcia.
I do not know.
You know Jerry
I was-
Garcia?
yeah,
You know
I
who
was
he
totally
is?
lost in this.
You have any idea who Jerry Garcia is?
No.
Yeah, he was a
Really?
singer in a band. Do you have any idea? No. The
They're a
number one
huge,
touring
huge
band
band.
on the planet. In fact, he's dead. Another guy just recently died. So they've replaced these guys, and they're still touring and selling out stadiums. No exposure, huh?
No exposure.
Have you
at all.
ever heard of the Grateful Dead?
Actually, I have heard. Yeah, I
You
heard.
have.
That's
That's
Jerry
Jerry
Garcia.
Garcia.
Yeah,
cool.
big guy.
Yeah, you don't even bother. It's just you don't want to talk. You don't want to hear about this. I can tell you that.
Do you know what an ooter is?
No.
Well, I don't either, but apparently Bergie's going to tell us because AD last night was talking about what kind of an ooter your man Dalton Knecht is. So we'll get to that story here in just a matter of moments. George, stay with us. Let me talk.
No, I gotta go.
What? What do you mean you got to go?
Do you know what an ooter is?
The car's waiting for me outside. I gotta go.
All right.
Bye, Sedano.
Love you.
See ya.
All right. Hey, I want to talk about Amazon Pickup and what it can do for you. Bergie, you should listen to me on this one.
Okay. I'm
Okay. First and foremost, Amazon. Right? Like we all know Amazon every
Love
day.
it.
You're ordering things one at a time. You're ordering big orders, whatever. It just everything just gets delivered. And then even on Thursday nights, Lindsay, she says she's not going to watch, but when Cleveland takes on Pittsburgh, she is, and it's all happening on Amazon. But what is Amazon Pickup? Amazon Pickup allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than the packages sitting there at your apartment or your house, they go directly to a secure pickup location like an Amazon locker or a counter. Then, when you pick up your packages, you do that on your own time. And when your package arrives, they send you a delivery confirmation email. It notifies you, hey, Jack, your package is here. Let's go. Let's come get it. As we go into the holiday season, you're going to be traveling around. You're going to be going to your girlfriend's parties because she's going to be dragging you all over the place. Here's my boyfriend, Bergie. He's a big star on the radio. You're not going to be around. You're going to be going to parties. You're going to be going to work events. You're going to be going to all this different stuff. I'm telling you right now, Amazon Pickup is a great option for when you're not planning on being home when your packages are delivered, especially in this busy holiday season. It's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages. And here's the best part, no additional cost. So do this. You go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more.
A black and gold playoff run.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Yo, what up? It's Sedano and Cap on a Wednesday afternoon. Bergie is in for Sedano. Tried to keep Sedano around, but Sedano's like, no, the car's waiting for me. I got to go to this game.
He yelled at you. He actually said, no.
Yeah, he got upset. In the meantime, I'll tell you this right now. Brian Windhorst was in here for an hour. Sedano, 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Brian Windhorst absolutely enjoyed every part of that, by the way. He enjoyed talking about Columbo, talking about the pantry, talking about you being his BFF. I thought he enjoyed all of that.
How about the fact that he was talking about he doesn't know anything about hockey and how bad hockey pads stink?
They do stink a lot.
He had a lot to say today.
Did you play hockey when you were younger?
Yes. And
you had that bag.
Yeah.
You threw everything in there.
Right. And the shorts stink, and the shin guards stink, and the shoulder pads stink.
All of it.
It all stinks.
All of it. The helmet stinks.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
I still got a couple of old cohos hanging around, those old sticks.
Oh, yeah. The KOHO.
Yeah. And then I...
you got the Bauer blades on there?
On the CCM skates.
Yeah.
Yep. Bauer or CCM.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, I think we got to reset today's broadcast.
Okay.
I think we really do. Because we started out with the Lakers and Dalton Knecht, and then we went into Windy, and then we went into Sedano and Radio Tinder. So you said, Bergie, at the end of the last segment, that somebody is an ooter.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you're talking about, but here's what I do know. Dalton Knecht last night was out of his mind. And then after the game, Anthony Davis went on Instagram, and he said something like, Dalton Knecht is the best ooter on the team.
He's taking my crown. I'm giving him my crown because he's now the best ooter. And of all people, so I thought personally that this was a young person thing. I talked to Carlo earlier in the day about him. Like, what the L is an ooter?
What the L mean?
I was going to say F, and then I wanted to say hell, so I just went to L.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Because I didn't know if that was a phrase I was unfamiliar with. What the L, man?
Yeah. I was just trying to go between F or
WTL.
hell. Yeah, so either way, it's a shooter, basically. But the fact is, I thought that DeAndre would know what it was because this is a young person thing, I feel like.
Well, first off, the way you guys asked me, I was like, ooter, what's an ooter? But once you start getting into it, like, oh, yeah, I know what that means.
So when you saw Anthony Davis's post, you said, oh, I know what he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, he's a real ooter.
Why shorten shooter? It doesn't change that much.
It's a new terminology that they're trying to, implement now. Ooter. I
think it sounds stupid.
Why are you hating, man?
Why am I hating?
You're always trying to get into the new lingo. This is the new lingo.
I know that's true. I mean, I am wearing my G Fazos today.
That's right, man.
You know what I mean? But I gotta say, like, an ooter sounds stupid.
It does. I think we got to get Dalton Knecht on this show with you, and you got to just call him an ooter the whole time.
I want to talk to Dalton Knecht because I actually really would like to hear how he goes from high school to, I believe it was a junior college.
It was a junior college, yeah.
And then how he goes from the junior college to, I think
Tennessee.
it was... No, but didn't he have a stop in between? Didn't he go to,
did,
Northern Colorado?
Something like
or
that.
It's one of those kind of like
three places he
small
went.
directional kind of schools. And then how he decided late in his career to get to a big school and a big conference. Like, I would love to hear from Dalton Knecht. Tell me your story from the time you're 16 years old and you're a junior in high school to today.
So he went to Northeastern JC, then to Northern Colorado, and then to Tennessee.
Where's Northeastern JC? Does it say?
It's a Northeastern
Junior College in Sterling, Colorado.
Sterling.
Wow, look at you.
Hey,
How
look
did
at the
you
big
know
brain
that
on
off the
D.
I know at the top of my head. I did some research.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Oh, was that for Lakers Talk Daily?
Correct.
Oh, look at him.
Right.
Doing research for Lakers Talk Daily. He's taking it seriously, Cappy.
I like it. I do.
I like it, too.
So last night was incredible, though. It really was. Like, I mean, watching this kid take
Be an
over
ooter.
a game, and watching LeBron James dancing on the bench. At one point during this game, last night, I actually had to take a picture of the scoreboard because I was blown away by what the lineup was on the floor. Listen to this lineup, okay? And then I'm going to tell you the point totals. D'Angelo Russell,
okay,
Dalton Knecht, Gabe Vincent, Christian Coloco, and Max Christie.
That is normally in years past that gives you a negative 25. You're going down. You're losing that game.
Okay. On the board at that point, Dalton Knecht had 24 points. Okay?
He was on fire.
So this is because I want to say in the third quarter he scored 18 points alone, just in the third quarter.
He went 22 straight at one point.
Okay, so at this point of the game he's got 24 points. Okay, D'Angelo Russell, Dalton Knecht, Gabe Vincent, Christian Coloco, and Max Christie. When I tell you the point totals of the other four guys on the floor, you got to hear this.
Can I guess a little bit?
Go ahead. What did Max Christie have?
Max Christie probably had 0 at that point.
He had 1.
He had 1. Okay.
Coloco
probably had a couple dunks, so I'd say 4.
He had 2 at that point.
Okay, only 2 at that point. I think Gabe Vincent, he did hit a 3 early on, so 3.
He had 3.
And then D'Angelo Russell only had 8, probably around 8 points total, I think, DeAndre, and so he was probably about 4.
So,
Hey, look,
so wait,
that's
no,
not bad.
So listen,
Not bad.
So,
That's good.
really good. Dalton Knecht had 24 points. The other guys on the floor, 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. And Dalton Knecht, think about what that's.
They kept a lead during that, by the way.
Right. Well, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, think about that lineup. That you've got a rookie who's on fire and unstoppable, who's gotten himself into this like zone that no one can stop him. And by the way, it didn't matter where he was shooting from. It didn't matter who was close by him. He was making these shots. He's knocking them down. And you're J.J. Redick, and you've got this lineup on the floor of those 4 guys, and the leader is the rookie.
And then he had the confidence to actually put that lineup out there. Like I was saying, that lineup means like you're being blown out by 30, so we're just going to put these guys out the end of the bench in. But they're allowing Dalton Knecht to do that. And part of that, too, is D'Angelo Russell and playing the way he did yesterday, playing actually some defense and just finding – basically to say, hey, I'm going to find Dalton Knecht in the corner. I'm going to find him at the top of the key. I'm going to find him down low. He just continually found Dalton Knecht. And that's the way that team has to play. The fact that Christian Coloco is getting this many minutes is really upsetting, but he's doing fine.
Hey, by the way, that time of the game when I took that picture, there was 1:54 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now we're kind of like deep into this game.
What was the score? Do you know the score of the game at that time?
On my picture, I only have the Lakers score. It has the Lakers at 88. It has the score. It has the time of 1:54. There were 12 seconds on the shot clock at that moment, but I don't know what the Jazz had at that point.
It was probably like 88-74. It was like a 14, 15-point lead at that point. So
yeah, it was probably like 88 to 72 to 74 or whatever the case was. Yeah. Now, is this bad? My daughter, who is 22 years old, said to me that she needs me to introduce her to Dalton Knecht.
You should be happy about that. She wants to talk to a guy that's going to be making a lot of money.
This is Jillian.
Okay.
She said, Dad, you need to introduce me to Dalton Knecht.
He is a real ooter. I mean,
he's gonna oot his eye. Yeah.
That was good, Cappy. That was good. That was a good dad joke.
I mean, would you be upset if she started to spend some time with Dalton Knecht?
That is Cappy's dream, is to date for one of his daughters to date a professional athlete.
Right?
Let's
No,
be
no,
serious.
not just a professional athlete, a Laker player. A Laker.
You can
right?
become BFFs with LeBron and AD that way.
Right. I'd be like, hey, Dalton, tonight, do me a favor. Invite LeBron to dinner.
Right.
We're going to go to the pantry.
I'm sure that's where LeBron's going to go. You, Windy, and LeBron at the pantry.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea. I do.
I do.
I like it.
So do I.
I like the concept.
He's an ooter.
Yeah.
Can I just say, though, why is it got to be a white player, Cap?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why not Max Christie? Does she not like Max Christie?
She dated a guy who looked a lot like Max Christie, as
How
a
about
matter
Gabe
of fact.
Vincent? Too old? Too old?
I don't know. I don't know how old's Gabe Vincent. I don't know. Why has it got to be a white player? I don't know. You know, listen, to be honest with you, she's also been asking me to introduce her to Ashton Genty from the Boise State running back. You know, so
He's
I mean,
28.
Ashton
Do you know
Genty-
him?
No, I don't know him.
Yeah, isn't he older?
No, Gabe Vincent's 28.
Oh.
Gabe Vincent, 28.
Ashton Genty is not 28.
I don't
No,
even
not
know.
that old. But
Yeah.
in college, hopefully, at least.
Why's it got to be a white player?
He's 20. Ashton Genty is 20.
Hey, by the way, speaking of white players, hey, you see that the Lakers got 2 white brothers on that team
They
on
do.
the floor at the same time.
They should have had 3.
Who's the third?
Alex Caruso should still be
Oh,
here.
right.
You put all 3 of those together, that team is...
Yeah, but you had Alex Caruso, and he was the only white guy on the team. Then you had Austin Reeves, and he was the only white guy on the team. And you're looking at the floor last night, and you're like, they look different to me. I don't know what it is. They sort of have like a Princeton basketball kind of look to them all of a sudden. Kind of look a little Dukish.
That's what they call it.
Very, very Dukish. Actually, very Utah-ish. You're playing against Utah last night.
I mean, DeAndre, you sitting there going, what the hell are they doing?
I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it like that in a while. So.
I mean,
honestly.
Look at the Utah team. That was an all-white team.
Yeah.
That was out there last night.
That was.
Wow.
It was that dude from Duke. Filipowski.
Filipowski.
Yeah, Filipowski, and you got Walker Kessler, and you got
Lori Markkinen.
Lori Markkinen. Yeah, that's what happens in Utah. They only like the white players.
I guess so. Is that the case? I guess
true.
so. All right, am I talking Avner Gatt here for a second? Because I want to hit this break on time. Okay.
Look at you on time.
Yeah, Avner Gatt. Last night I spent a lot of time with Avner in the 710 suite. We were just sitting around hanging out, ooting the you know what, right? We were ooting the it, right? But I will just tell you this. Avner has given us a great piece of advice, and I would suggest this for everybody. Listen, you never plan on having a massive leak in your home that creates a massive flood. You never anticipate a fire burning down your house. Unfortunately, here in Southern California, that's a reality. It does unfortunately happen. You never plan. You try and do everything you can to make sure that thieves cannot get into your home. But even if you're a pro athlete and you've got a big expensive house and you've got security cameras, they find their way in. So what Avner has said is this: listen, when you have a catastrophe, a flood, a fire, a robbery, etc., you have to be able to prove to your homeowner's insurance company you had the stuff that you're claiming you had. So if you have a jewelry collection, or if you have art, or if you have, I don't know, rugs or certain furniture, Avner has told us what you do is this: take one day out of the year, go around your house, snap up some pictures, shoot some videos, store it in the cloud, get an external drive, put it there, whatever, because if a catastrophe happens, you're going to need to prove to the homeowner's insurance company that this is the stuff that you actually were in possession of. It's great advice. Here's more great advice. If you have a situation where your homeowner's insurance company is not giving you the money that you're supposed to get after one of these types of catastrophes, you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt will go get you that money. That's what he does. He's been doing it for over 20 years, and nobody does it better. Call him, 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. His website is avnergatt.com. And last night when I saw him in the suite, the first thing he said to me was, hello.
Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games. Plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow @Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Black Friday savings start now at Cardin Alleyway Hyundai. These are brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid SEO convenience for just $369 a month for 36 months. Plus enjoy peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Cardin Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com. $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Includes 10,000 miles per year plus tax, license, and fees. Offer available to well-qualified buyers only. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 12/2/24.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Kap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Bing, ba-dum-bum. Yeah.
Are we supposed to do it for the
Bing,
second time?
ba-dum-bing. Well,
You can.
George always says he's not contractually obligated to do it for the second time. Can I just tell you
I don't
guys?
have a contract.
I'm going to tell you guys something really quick. Well, you should get one.
I would love one.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something. So I'm sitting here getting ready to come back on from the commercial break, right? And during the YouTube presentation of the show, we're usually covered up by commercials. All of a sudden, I open up, I see YouTube. I'm blowing my beak. I'm freaking picking my nose.
What's going on back there,
My
Graham?
fat belly is all over this freaking thing, man.
I see you. That's you, man. What's happening?
Bro, did you just see me? I mean, I'm blowing my nose with freaking paper towels over here. It's like sandpaper.
Look, Cappy is trying to be involved in the YouTube chat, and you're just putting him out there on blast like that.
I mean, my goodness, dude, I could have adjusted my you-know-whats.
I mean,
I could have been juggling my own cool yans. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting for Graham to say something, but he's in the completely different room.
Oh, man. That was bad. Anybody who's watching our YouTube presentation who just saw me blowing and picking my beak, you'll have to excuse me, everybody. I feel like I'm getting like a little bit of a thing.
You know, but I think the YouTube chat all expects that from you anyway. So,
Yeah.
like, you can't do anything that they're going to be like, oh, Cappy, how could you do that?
No. In fact, I think they like it because I think people are like, you know what? We're seeing what's going on in there naturally.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was on camera.
Yeah, we weren't even sitting there talking.
Nope.
You know?
Anyway. All right. Hey, listen, let me change where we were, okay? We've been talking a lot of Lakers today.
Sure.
Okay? But can I just say that today's Wednesday, and I start to look forward into the next NFL weekend. Tomorrow night, you know, you got Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I don't know that that's a game that I'm necessarily going to make my night around, okay? But it's Thursday night football.
You got to watch a little bit.
I will. I act like I'm not going to, but I will.
It's going to be so boring. Neither team can score. And the defense for the Steelers is really, really good. The Browns are terrible, as you guys were talking about with Wendy. That's going to be a low-scoring, boring game.
But I want to say this. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, and I was saying, you know, I'm psyched up about this weekend, the Sunday night game and the Monday night game, because and both of them are at SoFi. The Sunday night game is the Rams hosting the Eagles, and the Monday night game is the Chargers hosting the Ravens.
Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah, and when I said to this friend of mine that I'm excited about the Rams-Eagles game, he said, oh, man, he goes, the Eagles are just going to slam the Rams. They're just going to kill them. And I went, wait a second, hold on a second here. So the Eagles are 8-2, okay? And the Eagles, therefore, at 8-2, they are a good team. And when you look at the standings, other than Detroit, Philadelphia is probably considered the second best team in the entire NFC, because San Francisco hasn't really done much. Nobody really buys Arizona. Seattle, no one's really sure about those guys.
Do you buy Atlanta?
No, Atlanta is leading the worst division in football. I mean, top to bottom, the NFC South.
Do you believe in the Green Bay Packers?
I think that the NFC North with Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay, that's clearly your best division in the NFC. And I like Green Bay. I just don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. No, not at all. But the Eagles, Bergie, are 8-2. So are they a good 8-2? Or have the Eagles done what a lot of other teams have done? They've just beaten teams that are inferior.
Yeah, so from what I've seen from them, I watch Red Zone every Sunday, but from what I've seen from them, they have a good offense, and their defense is actually not that bad. The defense
the defense has been stepping up relatively well these past couple weeks.
Saquon Barkley has been a complete revelation for them. He's completely changed their whole offense, where it's not just Jalen Hurts throwing all the way down the field to A.J. Brown or trying to find somebody deep. So they are a pretty good team. I just don't believe in them at all. I feel like, and we talked about it with DeAndre last year, they're a scam. They're like, you know, when you get the phone call and says scam likely, that's how I feel about the Eagles, and always have. I just don't think they have enough.
There's a team that was in the Super Bowl. Was it last year? Or was it
2 years ago?
2 years ago against Kansas City. Let me give you...
Don't believe it. Don't believe in them.
So when this friend of mine said to me the Eagles are going to kill the Rams, here's what I said to him. I go, let's look at the resume. Okay, here's what the Eagles have done so far this year. They beat the Packers in the first week of the season in Brazil. Okay, and by the way, it was a 5-point game, and Jordan Love got hurt on like the last play or second to last play, whatever it was. Then they come back the following week, and I'll cut them a break because they were traveling all the way to Brazil, and they come back.
Tough turnaround.
And they play the Falcons, and they lose. And they lose by a point. And
they easily, like I said, they easily lost that game. They bit themselves in the foot in that game. They should have won that Falcons game, as I must say.
Okay, I'm just telling you that they lost it.
They were one play away from being, 9-1.
Okay, all right, but they lost the game, and the Falcons aren't very good. So I'm just going through the resume. What, you think the Falcons are pretty good?
I mean,
they're okay.
Not terrible. We're not like they're a terrible football team.
No, but they're like a 6-5-ish type of a team. You know what I mean? So they're like just slightly better than 500. So they beat the Packers. They lose to the Falcons. And by the way, they lost in Philadelphia to the Falcons. They lost at home. Okay. Then they go on the road. They beat the Saints. Now the Saints were better back then because Derek Carr was still playing. At least as I best recall.
Yeah, he was still playing at that time. Yep.
15-12 was the final score. Okay, so they just kind of got by the Saints.
Couldn't score at all.
The next week they're on the road at the Buccaneers, and they handily beat Tampa Bay. Then
they lost. They lost to Tampa Bay.
Beat the Eagles.
Excuse me, pardon me, 33-16. So they lost 2 games. There are 2 games to teams in the NFC South, which is like the worst division.
The Bucs have the Eagles numbers too.
Okay.
Either way, you only scored 16 points again. It was below 20 points, and you gave up 33 to that team, to Baker Mayfield, who Lindsay loves.
To a team. To their defense, they have weapons on the outside. They got Chris Godwin and they got Mike Evans.
Was Mike Evans playing at the time?
Mike Evans was playing at the time as well. So I'm saying, like, these are not teams that they're just pushover teams.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not here to tell you that the Eagles should be humiliated in these losses. I'm just here to tell you that when you look at who they've beaten and you look who they've lost to, for somebody to try and tell me that the Rams are toast because the Eagles are coming to town. Look, will the Eagle fans take over SoFi?
Oh, yeah.
1,000%. Eagle fans are nuts. People think Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Dallas. I'm telling you right now, Eagle fans take pleasure in going to places and taking over. Like in Dallas. That's not supposed to happen inside the division.
No.
They've taken over Dallas many times. So they lost to Tampa Bay. Then here's what the Eagles have done because they've been on a roll. They beat the Browns 20-16.
Who we've been talking about is terrible.
So they beat the Browns by 4 points. The following week, they crushed the Giants, who are awful.
Daniel Jones is no longer even the number 1 or number 2 quarterback.
Right. They went on the road. They beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a team that is bad record-wise, but they do have a lot of talent.
T. Higgins, I think, was out for that game. But yep.
Then they beat the Jaguars by 5 points.
Terrible team.
Okay. Then they crushed the Cowboys.
Terrible team.
And then they beat the Commanders.
That's a pretty good team.
That's a good team. So when you look at the resume of what the Eagles have done so far, you're going to have a hard time selling me that the Eagles are going to completely outclass the Rams. Here's what I'd say about the Rams. The Rams last week had to fly cross country. They played on Monday night, so they had a short week. They had to play in the 10 a.m. window on the East Coast. And so there were a lot of things that could have been working against the Rams. Now, this week, with the win and still with a chance to win the division, they come home. They're sleeping in their own beds. They're practicing all the way up until game time on Sunday in their facilities. The Eagles got to go cross country. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of their fans. But I'm just telling you, based on the resume, they got confidence because they've been running off wins. But I'm just not overly impressed with the Eagles and what they've done.
Okay, my thing is, what makes you think the Rams have the advantage over the Eagles this game? Because the Eagles' defense is number 1 in the power rankings. They hold opponents under 13 points. Under 13 points.
Again,
and
it's also junk.
But still, that's big. That's big for our defense because we have not had a significant defense to hold opponents under because our offense has not been carrying the load that we expect. But this year, when we added Saquon Barkley, you got guys on the outside like A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith, and you got Dallas Goedert. That makes the team difficult to guard. And then, not alone, we have 2 rookie corners, and our rookie corners who have been doing their job. Quinyon Mitchell, he has a name legit called Quinyana Bay. That means you cannot throw it to his side. He is limiting
He doesn't
star.
get thrown to very often.
He has been limiting star players who normally average above 70 and up yards. He's holding them down, and they do not catch that much in his area. The Eagles do a good job. They have been doing a great job, and they make adjustments when the game goes on. I'm not saying the Rams don't have a good offense. When they have guys like Cooper Kupp, you got Puka Nacua, and then Kyron Williams. He gets in there, he gets about 6 yards per carry here and there.
And they go 5 deep in the receiving.
And they do
corps,
go 5. They do. But I'm just saying, like, this is a game where the Eagles kind of have the slight edge, just the way that the defense has been structured.
If it's not Quinnen Williams, or is it Williams?
Quinyon Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell. It's for the defensive player of the year, rookie defensive player of the year. It's Jared Verse. So the Rams have a very
Jared
good.
Verse
has been fantastic. Him and Braden Fisk on the
I
sides.
take Braden Fisk over Jared Verse right now.
Jared Verse is number 2 in that. But the fact it's not all about the offense. It's about the offensive line. Now when the Rams played the Miami and they lost that game, they put Jonah Jackson at center, and it just didn't work throughout the entire offensive line. Now it's all back to being healthy. Bo Limmer's back at center. Steve Avala's back on the line. That line is as good as it has been since probably the beginning of the season. So now that you have all of those weapons that they have, plus you have a very good defense of with the Fisk and with Verse. Yeah. They're starting to become a complete team again. The team that you have seen from them that can actually play with you defensively and play with you offensively. You have that team not in the Rams right now.
But then counter, you got a great defender like Jared Verse. You got Brandon Fisk. But do you not understand who is the Eagles' offensive line? They got Lane Johnson.
Yeah, they're good.
They got Landon Dickerson. They got Jack Driscoll. They got Jordan Mailata. They got a whole front that were all pro guys.
All right, here's what I'm saying. You asked a good question. What would give
left tackle, right?
What would give the Rams the advantage? It's a good question. So when the Rams lost to the Dolphins were in desperation mode. They were trying to save their season. The Rams were on a bit of a winning streak at the time. I want to say it was like 3 games, right? So here's the thing. The Rams are in desperation mode this Sunday night. The Eagles are not. Here's what the Rams have left. The Rams have Philadelphia. They're on the road at New Orleans. Say, chalk that one up to a win. They're home against Buffalo. Can't chalk that one up to a win. I don't know what would happen in a game like that. They're on the road at San Francisco. I don't care that San Francisco's 500. I'm not chalking that up to a win. They're at the New York Jets, who are the biggest dumpster fire in the entire NFL right now.
All the way around a mess.
And they finish the season, the Rams, with Arizona and Seattle, 2 division opponents who are right there with them. If you're not desperate right now, the Rams, to win this game at home, they played last week, like I mentioned, short week, early time window, cross-country travel. The Rams at home against the Eagles, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want everybody in that locker room to believe you have a chance to win the division, make it to the postseason, if you can't beat a playoff contender on your home field, you're done.
Yeah, if you don't beat the Eagles, and you have to beat one of, or at least 2 between those 3 teams you talked about. When it was the Eagles, the Bills, and the Niners.
Right.
You have to at least win 2 of those games, because if Arizona wins a couple, they don't have a very tough schedule to moving forward. So if they win a couple games and you start going backwards, it's over, because you're not going to catch the Commanders. Commanders are pretty good. They'll probably end up in that 7 spot. But you have to win the division to get into the playoffs, so they have to win these games.
Yeah, in Arizona's schedule, they're at Seattle.
Yeah.
They're at
Winnable
Minnesota.
Winnable game.
Okay, they're both winnable, but
Minnesota's tough.
Okay, they're home against Seattle the following week.
Yep.
Okay, they're home against New England, Arizona.
Should be a win.
Okay, at Carolina should be a win.
Should be a win.
Then they're at the Rams and they're home against San Francisco. So Arizona's schedule, there's Seattle twice. There's still San Francisco. There's the Rams. They have 2 games that you would consider chalk up easy wins. Home against New England and on the road at Carolina.
So that'll get them to 8, because they have 6. They're 6-4 now. At least with just those 2 wins, that's 8. So the Rams have to get at least to 9 wins. And you have to imagine that Arizona is going to win one of those other games.
I'm just telling you guys right now, if you're a Rams fan, expect the Eagle fans to have purchased every possible ticket they can. Expect the Eagle fans to come out this upcoming week, trying to escape, whatever weather is happening back in Philadelphia right now. I realize it's not like bitter, icy cold yet, but Eagle fans will come to SoFi. They'll look to take the place over more so than the Niners do. And I'm just telling you right now, Eagles, not desperate. Rams, totally desperate. And you are such an Eagles fan to know the entire offensive line the way you just ripped that off like that. Young D, that's impressive.
I mean, you say that Rams are desperate. What makes the Eagles not desperate? Because
they're 9-2.
But no, they're 8-2.
Excuse me.
And the NFC East is in a tight race right now. The Commanders are only 2 games behind.
7-4.
They're 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the Lions are 9-1, the Eagles have a chance to jump up to that first seed in the NFC and get a potentially look forward and have a playoff bye. You got to. I mean, I know that's looking ahead, but the Eagles got a tough schedule going after this game.
Yeah.
They got to play against the Ravens. They got the Panthers. I mean, that should be a win. And then they got to go play They have to play the Steelers at home. So those are games that like the Eagles got to get this one because it's like, okay, we got to go out and take care of business because knowing that nothing's guaranteed playing those next opponents.
Yeah. If I'm looking at desperation in this game, I'm going more with the Rams are more desperate because of the Eagles' record. You know, the Eagles have that 2-game lead on Washington, not to mention they just beat them. So, you know, I think if I'm the Rams, if I'm Sean McVay, I am explaining to this team this week, and I'm sure he doesn't really have to do it, what is at stake in this game. If you want to be taken seriously, you got to win this game at home against Philadelphia. And by the way, that's the Sunday night game. The Monday night game, oh, man, the Chargers and the Ravens, back-to-back, you have 2 primetime monster games in SoFi Stadium. And I will say this, for everybody that's all over me about the Charger side of things, because I've been not as impressed as everybody else. Look,
I'm not impressed either.
When you win games, that's what you're supposed to do, especially against inferior teams. We're just talking about that right now with the Eagles. Their last 4 wins, Bengals, Jaguars, Cowboys, Commanders. Commanders, the quality win. You look at the Chargers, their quality win would be Cincinnati. But even Cincinnati is like a sub-500 team. Tennessee, New Orleans, Cleveland. You'll have to excuse me for not necessarily being impressed. You beat Baltimore, then we're talking.
Then there's something to talk about. I mean, the Raiders beat Baltimore earlier in the season. But either way, they have not played anybody. It feels a little bit kind of like the Eagles, but on a much higher scale because nobody they've beat has been anywhere near impressive. I am rooting so much for the Ravens to just destroy them.
So am I.
You know who else you're rooting for this weekend, Greg?
I'm rooting for the UCLA Bruins this weekend.
You are, and that's because it's rivalry week on 710 ESPN. On Saturday afternoon, you can join us from 3:30 to 5:30 in Pasadena for a special edition local pregame show. Morales and Bergman will host the USC Coors Light 710 pregame show, a live broadcast from Rocco's Pasadena, 44 West Green Street. Come get ready for USC UCLA with us, and you could win tickets to the game at the Rose Bowl or USC Notre Dame tickets. Special thanks to Coors Light. Drink responsibly and choose chill. We will see you Saturday at Rocco's Pasadena.
All right, Rocco!
Rocco Stafford. I was there the other day. It's really nice. Everybody should come down and just hang out with us. I'm going to be rooting for the Bruins. Morales is obviously rooting for the Trojans. I think it's going to be a great time.
By the way, I'm very jealous, just so you guys know.
Come hang out.
Well, I wanted to come hang out, and I wanted to go to the game, and I was invited to be part of the pre-game show.
Yep.
But I'm on a flight that day, as I think I've talked about this a lot. My daughter is studying abroad in Amsterdam, and that's where I'm going for Thanksgiving week.
Oh, that's going to be a blast. You think we can get Sean Cody to come to this?
Sean Cody is ready to roll. He's standing by. It's USC, UCLA week, and I wonder, Sean, first of all, good afternoon. Does it have the feel for you? Because, obviously neither of these two teams have had the season they were hoping for. What do you say?
It always has the feel, guys. This is the USC versus UCLA week, man. If they could be 0-9 each and it wouldn't matter in this one, this whole city gets excited for this one. You got families on each side, and both teams have struggled a bit at times this year, but I think it's lining up for a game where it'll definitely be probably come down to the last play of this one. It should be exciting.
So when you're on the way to the Rose Bowl, is there any chance that you can stop by Rocco's Tavern, hang out with Morales and me, and just talk UCLA, USC football?
Oh, man, it might be a stretch. Got an early volleyball game with the daughter in Irvine, and then I got to head out to the Rose Bowl.
That's
so
gonna be tough.
maybe I might be able to jump on the air with you, but maybe to get in at Rocco's, who's got a great setup, great calamari, great pizza out there in Pasadena.
Right.
But yeah, it might be a tough one for me, guys.
Sean Cody, the All-American USC national champion, the former NFL great defensive lineman, back on Sedano and Kap here on 710. Hey, Sean, what is the story this week about the two quarterbacks, one that decommitted from USC, one that flipped a commitment from Texas A&M to USC? Can you kind of fill people in who are following recruiting on the periphery? Do you know a lot about this?
Yeah, guys, it's kind of where we're at. I think in this stage of the portal and NIL with getting teams, and I think we talked about this early on in the year. When USC a couple weeks ago when USC switched from Miller Moss to Jada Mayava and the implications that might have in recruiting, and that's all these quarterbacks and all these kids in high school and all these kids across the country, all the quarterbacks who aren't playing right now are all interested in these jobs and what's going to happen at these schools. Where can I get in? So the quarterback carousel in college football and high school right now is crazy, and it's just we saw one young man from Georgia, who USC was recruiting in Juju, who was committed for SC for a while and then decided that he was going to decommit, and that's leaves an open spot at USC. So Longstreet, who's from down the way in Los Angeles, is going to be he'll be committed now, and we'll see how that goes. But it's just like I said, it's just kind of a wild ride to see what's going on, and it goes all the way far up as the guys who are playing in college and starting to the guys that are behind them, and what that looks like. So it must be, if you're a recruit right now, it must be crazy, and if you're a college player, it's crazy. It's just trying to find out where these guys are going to land at next year it's hard to tell. And when you're the head coach, trying to figure out who you want next year, I'm sure it's even a tougher job.
All right, so let's go to the game for right now. So I am very much a UCLA fan, so I follow them more than anything else. What has been going on with USC that they've been having trouble, specifically in the fourth quarter and with the defense, where they're usually ahead? I think they've been ahead in every single game in the fourth quarter, but then tend to just kind of blow it when it comes down to the final moments. What has been going on with USC there?
Well, it's been a little bit of everything, Greg. You look at the defensively, it's not be able to get teams out on fourth downs. I think that's kind of been their struggle in the second half. Is they've had opportunities to kind of put teams away in the second half and haven't been able to kind of finish them off. So on defense, and it's been really in fourth downs for me, and the inability to get to the pass rush going to the quarterback has been tough. And then offensively, you look at it, and when Miller Moss was in there with some turnovers, I think that really kind of sealed the deal in some of those games. Some big time turnovers in the third and fourth quarters that really hurt the Trojans in those games where it looked like they had a chance to win those ones. And you heard all you're a play away, but you look at it offensively and defensively, just not a good enough job to finish those games off.
Sean Cody is with us here on Sedano and Cap. We'll talk pizza here in a second. But, Sean, it looked so bad for UCLA early in the season. They had lost 5 straight games. Indiana, LSU. By the way, that LSU game, they were in it in the second half.
Sure were.
And then all of a sudden they got blown out. Losing to Oregon, there's nothing, there's no shame in that, even though Oregon was number 8 in the country at the time. Now they're number 1. They lost to Penn State. So they've had a crazy schedule. And then they lost to Minnesota. But then UCLA went on this run of 3 straight wins. They beat Rutgers, they beat Nebraska, and I think the biggest game was obviously the Iowa win. But then last week, just as people were starting to talk about UCLA has turned the corner, UCLA could win this game against USC, they lose the game to Washington. So what do you think? I mean, has UCLA gotten really close to USC, or has USC's season just not gone the way, and maybe USC is significantly better? How do you see it?
Well, to me, the UCLA team, you watch them, and it's really offensively just, struggled early, I think, just trying to find out what they kind of were with Ethan Garbers and TJ Harden in the backfield, what they wanted to do offensively. You look at some of the scores, just not able to put up enough points against, a lot of, tough opponents, but just couldn't, you see you have 13s and 17s and 11s, and in college football these days, those scores aren't getting done. And then, you look at the games they won, those 3 games in a row versus Rutgers, Nebraska, and Iowa, and they're putting up 35, 27, 20. So, a lot better offensively. They're feeling like they're figuring some things out. Obviously, a tough game against Washington. I thought some key fumbles in that game really turned the tide on that one. And then being on the road is always tough. So when you look at a lot of the season, some of these games break a lot on the road, or are you at home? And that's how kind of college football breaks out. But I think a team in UCLA has had a pretty strong defense all year, especially rushing defense, where they top in the country up there, in the top 10. So do a good job on defense. Offensively, I think they started slow as a team, and now they're kind of figuring out what they are offensively.
Yeah, so the USC is 5-5. That's absolutely not where they thought they were going to be. They thought they were going to be. You guys thought that you were going to be in the playoff contention, especially after the LSU win. So, how much of this is on Lincoln Riley? How much of this is on Danton Lynn? Because there's a lot of people that are kind of calling for his head. He's obviously not going anywhere. But what have you thought about the job that Lincoln Riley has done?
Well, anytime the record of your team is really it's a reflection of your head coach, and Lincoln Riley knows that. 5-5 is never going to be good enough at USC, and I think that's what sparked the quarterback change here at the end of the season. Was Miller Moss the total reason for why USC is 5-5? No, there's a lot of reasons that go into that, but you need a spark, you need to change something for the last 3 games. And Jaden Mayava came out last game against Nebraska, and was it perfect? No. Was it beautiful? No. There was some lucky bounces that he got. He made some great plays with his feet, and he's got to figure some things out going into these final 2 rivalry games. But you needed that spark, and that's where I think Lincoln Riley went that direction. So Lincoln Riley knows 5-5 is not good enough, and they were in some close games, or maybe they had an opportunity to win, but just not enough in those closing moments like we talked about earlier to get those games done, and that'll never be good enough at 5-5 at USC.
All right, Sean Cody, let's talk about a pizza of the week for rivalry week for USC UCLA. Pie Trap Pizza in Covina, 720 Arrow Highway, right there in Covina. I think when I was there that you turned me on to like this spicy honey drizzle, and now I want it anywhere I go. What do you got for us this week? What's our Pie Trap Pie of the week?
Yeah, Kev, you're talking about our old explosive pizza with jalapenos and pepperonis, one of our best sellers with that hot honey. But this month we have our homage to Thanksgiving. It's called the Gobbler 5000. We're going all in on the Thanksgiving pie, guys, with some ham, turkey, gravy. We got stuffing and cranberry sauce on there. So if you like, some of those Thanksgiving sandwiches that are coming out, this is kind of our homage to that. It's our Thanksgiving pizza of the month, the Gobbler 5000. We love Thanksgiving there at the Pie Trap, and we're trying to get the fans into that one.
Gobbler 5000. That sounds delicious.
Let me tell you something right now.
Can we get one of those?
Let me tell you something right now. Everybody should order one of those for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have that out as appetizers. Did you guys cut that in like 8s? Can you double cut it in 16s? Or do you crisscross it and maybe cut it into like little squares of 24s?
Well, we can cut it any way you guys like it. I mean, that's not a problem to us. The hard part is getting our guys to make it. They don't love making that pizza because it's got a ton of ingredients on it. It's hard to throw in that oven, but the fans are showing out for it because it seems to be a big hit for us so far this month. That people, I don't know how much people love this Thanksgiving Day, man. They're into this Thanksgiving feast because we've been getting a ton of orders for it, and I can say our team is trying to sell it on them. Is, hey guys, I know you got to make another one, but they're not so excited about it.
Oh my God! A slice of pizza that has stuffing on it.
Oh,
so you talk about
over 4,000 calories on one slice, I guarantee.
100%.
I was gonna say, like for anybody trying to cut carbs, hey, do you do a gluten free
gluten free stuffing? Yeah.
Just a thought, Cody. That's
no
all.
gluten free, but we can promise you we'll be sleepy after that one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Taking a nap.
Sean Cody, good luck to USC. I know for Bergie, it's more like good luck to UCLA.
I'm talking about.
Have a great call of the game, and we'll talk to you next week, Sean. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Bergie, fight on, brother.
4's up, baby.
Or fight on.
You have to
fight on. All right. It is time for Big Deal or No Deal. But before we get there, I would like to talk to everybody about real father's rights. And here's why. I have been forthright. I have been open. I am not embarrassed. I was at the time. I'm not now. But going through a divorce is the worst. And guys, I'm here to tell you, as other guys had told me, life will get better. You will get through it. A couple years from now, I'm telling you right now, you're going to look at it and you're going to go, you know what? It was worth it. In fact, you know the old joke, right? Why is it so expensive to get divorced? Because it's worth it. But here's what I'll tell you. What you need, fellas, is you need the right team behind you. That's Mark Real and his team at Real Father's Rights. Let's get real at Real Father's Rights. That's REEL. It's realfathersrights.com/710, realfathersrights.com/710, or 323-870-1611, 323-870-1611, 323-870-1611. Here's what I can tell you. In the family court system, and this has been my experience, and I know it's been a lot of other guys' experiences, family court tends to favor the female, and so we guys are like, what the hell? What just happened here? You got to have the right team. That's Real Father's Rights. That's why they call themselves the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Fight on!
Party
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Or you can go to sellersadvantage.com. That's sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. Right now, ESPN LA listeners can book a drain cleaning for just $88. That's right, just $88, and you can keep your plumbing in top shape and ensure you're game day ready. So don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN today to take advantage of this limited time offer. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your $88 drain cleaning appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text RULE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text RULE to 42424. That's RULE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
No Sedano today, but it is time for Big Deal or No Deal. Bergie is in for Sedano, crushing it. Sedano spent 7 minutes on the air during Radio Tinder. Brian Windhorst was in for an hour, and a lot of people are hitting me up saying, so what's the deal? You and Windy are BFFs. Why does Windy come in and spend an hour, but he does it when Sedano's not here? I'm like, don't try and put two and two together.
Has he ever done an hour?
You secretly are wondering that.
Has he done an hour with Windy?
Sedano?
Yeah, Sedano.
I don't think he has since I've been producing the show. Like, I mean, on our version of the show with Cappy.
So how much is it? I mean, I don't think it's Sedano by any means, but you also, Cappy, kept saying, like, hey, stick around. Stick around.
I wasn't
Stick
done.
through this.
I wasn't done with it.
He said
like,
it wasn't work. At the end, he said this was not work. So, he talked a little hoops.
He talked Columbo.
He talked a lack of knowledge of hockey.
Right.
He talked Lakers. He talked trades. He talked, NIL for a high school kid in Utah. I mean, he was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Talked about the pantry for.
Well, we're going for breakfast at lunch next 2 weeks from now. Me and Wendy, and you're all invited. All right, let's play a little big deal or no deal. Everybody's invited to play. Young D, get involved. Here's Lindsay Baseball. She's got the big deal or the no deal.
All right, so I personally think this is a very big deal, and I'm sure you guys will too. However, I would like to open up a discussion about this. LeBron James shared a post earlier today on X that from his agent, not his agent, but Kevin
Paul?
Durant's agent, Rich Kleiman.
Okay.
And the post that Rich Kleiman had was about the trend of negativity in the media towards like people in sports, blah, blah, blah. And so LeBron quote tweeted this message about negativity on social media with sports figures.
Yeah, I saw it.
And wrote amen. And then he announced that he's leaving. He's leaving social media for a while. He said, with that said, I'll holler at y'all. Getting off social media for the time being. Y'all take care.
Okay.
So what do you think about this? LeBron says he's taking a break from the social medias.
And he posted this on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Did he say he's not going to be on any social
He
media,
said-
or did he say he's leaving Twitter?
Getting off social media for the time being.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, now I will
That's
say
everything. That's everything.
I will say
That's
he
blue
used-
sky.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
He used to do 0 Dark 30 every year as soon as the playoffs started, where he would disappear.
Yeah, this is November.
All right, let me tell
this
you
is
my
totally
opinion.
different.
And by the way, it's funny you mentioned Blue Sky because, like every time there's a new social media platform that comes out, people jump on it. It gets this big rush of downloads. They brag that they're the #1 most downloaded app in the App Store. And then about 3 weeks later, people are like, yeah, I was there. I'm not really hanging out there. I find this. I use Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, still a little bit. Yeah, just because there's a lot of people on Facebook that are like my age that are still using it. And I use LinkedIn. Okay, I love LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is great.
But I feel like LinkedIn is more of a networking tool
It
and not
is.
necessarily a social media.
It is a social media tool for business professionals, is how I would phrase it.
Good for
Okay.
sighted. Yeah.
It's great. So listen, let me just say this. Here's what I really think. And I'm going to get raw for a second.
Ooh, get raw.
I think LeBron James is making a statement in leaving Twitter. I don't believe LeBron will leave Instagram. I think he'll still post on Instagram. He says social media, but let's see. Why is LeBron leaving Twitter? I don't think it takes a genius to try and figure it out, okay? I mean, LeBron supported one side for president, and Twitter supported another side for president. And it's sort of in my opinion, it's sort of a boycott of, you know what? You use this platform for this. It's not what I wanted. Therefore, I'm not going to continue to drive engagement on your platform. That's my honest, raw, real opinion about the situation.
So I don't know if it's because of that. It very well could be. But he said, I'm leaving social media, getting off social media. So that would mean Instagram, too. If he continues to post on Instagram, then I think you're right. If he doesn't post on getting rid of all social media, that would make sense. Or even if he goes over to Blue Sky, then that would make a lot more sense as well. But Blue Sky has been around for a couple of years.
Oh, I just heard about it like a week ago.
Right, because a lot of people just recently moved over there. I know I put some stuff over there. The difference between Blue Sky and this is it feels like Twitter was when it first came out. No ads, no bots. It's not a lot of negativity, even though that negativity will come around eventually because that's just how social media works. But it also feels it's people are going over there to have just a normal conversation of what they're hoping out of it.
Well, there definitely is.
But
the
it's been
need.
around for a couple years.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I heard about Blue Sky a couple weeks ago. I saw people starting to post their bio on Twitter about Blue Sky. I wish Blue Sky all the luck in the world. Everybody wants to clean the conversation, but here's what's going to happen to Blue Sky. People will come over. They'll either use it and they'll stay with it, and then they'll become jerks on it, or they'll use it and they'll go, I don't really need it here. I'm already stuck on Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Well, that's what it is. But if you go on Twitter, you're going to get so much more engagement because you've been doing it for 15 years or however long you've been on Twitter. if you go over to Blue Sky, your numbers are going to be lower, and that's how social media works, right? If you see 3 likes, you're like, oh, this sucks. Nobody's actually paying attention to my stuff. But you see 50 on Twitter, and you go, oh, look, I'm getting engagement. People are looking at what I'm saying. You're not getting that same engagement on Blue Sky because you just got over there.
I feel it's like that with Instagram when they incorporated Threads.
Yeah, Threads was supposed to be the nicer version.
The new wave. But it never hit like that.
Why though? But I mean, listen,
personally, I didn't like it.
All I can tell you is this: Twitter, Threads, and now Blue Sky are all the exact same thing in terms of user experience.
But was it Threads? They use your followers that you have on Instagram. So you automatically, let's say you have 2,000 followers. You have 2,000 followers on Threads right away.
Well, and if you're using Instagram and you're flipping through, they'll have a thread, something for you that you're like, oh, I'm interested in this. Then you click on it, you go over to Threads, and then you go to Threads and you're like, this place sucks anyway, I'm coming right back.
Yeah, you're going back to Instagram.
Listen, I wish every one of these social media platforms all the best. I swear to you I do. It's hard. It's really hard to get into this game. So many people are already addicted to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There have been so many that have come and gone. Snap is no longer what it once was. There was one, I'm trying to remember, it came out, man. It was the hottest thing going.
Vine?
Was
it Vine?
No, but Vine came and went also. People became like stars on Vine. You know?
They did. Yeah, they did.
And then all of a sudden it's gone. And I'm trying to remember what it won't come to me. There's no chance. But good luck. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Blue Sky actually could work because, it's made by Jack Dorsey, the same guy that made Twitter. Mm-hmm. So basically he had to go through whatever amount of years before he could actually have a non-compete for it. It ended, and now he just created the exact same thing that he had. It is 100% Twitter, but when it was first came out, and we all loved it, and we loved everything that went on. But now there's all these ads and these bots and all these other things on Twitter, and they force you to actually look at certain things that people don't like.
But it's also, come on, man, like seriously, it is also the fact that Elon Musk bought the platform.
That's a lot of it.
And then Elon Musk used the platform to get his candidate elected.
Himself, but also promote himself. Like, I can't go one day without
he's
seeing
everywhere.
35 Elon Musk posts. I don't follow him.
No, but for everybody that ridiculed Elon Musk, oh my God, he bought it for all these millions and millions and millions of dollars.
$40 billion.
Yeah, and now they're like, oh, look how it's lost so much value. Not to him.
No.
He plays the long game. He's smarter than all of us, believe me.
He is smarter than all of us, and he's still making money off it because people are still buying those blue check marks. He's doing everything he was supposed to do. You're just going to get a free version of that on Blue Sky.
All right, well, there you go. That's big deal or no deal. Apparently presented by Blue Sky, at least in this segment.
Greg Bergman, at Greg Bergman, Blue Sky, whatever is the thing.
Okay, you know what? That's just the other thing, is I just signed up for Blue Sky just for the hell of it.
Right.
Dude, my name was completely available. So you say it's been out there for years. You're like, I got 5 million people with the same name. And my name was available.
So nobody came over. And I think at one point you actually had to have somebody invite you to Blue Sky at first. And now it's been open. I don't know when it opened up, but it's open now. So anybody can go over there.
By the way, here's another thing. You talk about Jack Dorsey. People who have created something, had it acquired, made their money, you know what they all think? I can do it again, no problem. Guess what? Barely any of those people ever do it a second time.
Yeah, he's getting close. I mean, there are a lot of people that are coming over from Twitter. I'm still doing both. I don't care. I'm going to do both of them. But the fact is that there are a lot of NBA reporters, NFL reporters, all going over to Blue Sky, and they're just going to be strictly on Blue Sky.
Can I share my tweets on Blue Sky?
You just have to copy and paste, I guess. You copy and paste. I've done it before.
Because a lot of times
works.
I'll take my TikToks and I'll realize there's not very much engagement because I don't have much of a following on TikTok. And then I realize that if I share my TikToks on Twitter, that's when the TikToks get more engagement.
So do I need to create a Blue Sky account? Like, is it worth it?
You can do whatever you want.
You should.
But
is it worth it? Like,
just to have it. Just to have it with your name.
Yeah, it
is.
Just to get the name for yourself. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Hey, by the way, here's another thing on Twitter. I have had the same number of Twitter followers for probably the last 2 years.
Oh, longer than that.
There's no way that they're continuing to add your numbers. Like, I don't know why, but like my Twitter following never grows, and it's been the same number for 2 years.
No, yeah, the same. It's been 10.789 or whatever it is for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
For years.
I know. So, all right, hey, listen, I want to talk to everybody here for a quick second about Ocean Subaru. And as it turns out today, I was taking my Subaru Crosstrek Limited, and I was driving all around downtown LA, and you're going to see a whole bunch of videos coming out on the ESPN LA social platforms. LeBron may not see it, okay, but everybody else who's still on social media will see it. And we went all around downtown today shooting videos. I love this Crosstrek. My sister down in Florida, darling, my sister told me she got a Subaru Crosstrek. She's like, it's the best car I've ever had. So when I went to Ocean Subaru, I was like, let me start with the Crosstrek. And it is so awesome. And here's what I mean. Because you guys kind of expect me to promote how awesome it is because it's, they're one of our partners. But I'm telling you right now, the Crosstrek, it looks small on the outside. Get into it and you realize how spacious it is, how luxurious it is, all the bells and whistles, all the modern technology, and the all-wheel drive, which for me, I use the vehicle as a lifestyle vehicle. I'm putting snowboards and skis on top. I'm packing up stuff in the back, and I'm driving up to Mammoth. I got to have four-wheel drive. So the Subaru product is the safest on the road, but Ocean Subaru of Fullerton is the place that you got to go to get your Subaru. They have got a sales team that is like no other. Maybe it's because of Omar, their general manager, 22 years in the U.S. Army, and he runs a very tight ship, but he runs a great ship, even though it was the Army, this wasn't the Navy. The people at Ocean Subaru are going to take care of all of your needs. They're super knowledgeable. They're going to get you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru is conveniently located at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton. It's right off the 91 freeway. Go to oceansubaruoc.com, oceansubaruoc.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, they make you smile at every mile.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga. M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
carsforkids.org or call today. That's Cars for Kids Real Estate.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your real estate. Donate your real estate.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2024.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Want to have more fun watching the NBA? Play Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least two players' projected stats. Points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. Your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $1,500. Use code 710, and your first deposit up to $1,500 will be matched. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
You're busy enough this season without having to get up on a ladder to clean out your gutters. Whether you're tired of unclogging gutters or don't even know what your gutters look like, it's time for a permanent solution you can depend on with Leaf Filter. For Black Friday, don't miss your last chance to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters during Leaf Filter's most anticipated sale of the year at leaffilter.com/amber. Clogged gutters aren't just a nuisance. They can cause extensive problems like flooding, roof damage, rotting siding, foundation issues, and more. Leaf Filter uses award-winning patented technology to keep out everything but water. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no-obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bus blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. For just $14.99 a month, enjoy year-round coverage for all your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a Next Gen member, you get complimentary multi-point tune-ups, annual water heater flushes, plumbing safety inspections, and VIP 2-hour priority service. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXGEN today or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3NEXTGEN.
With the season in full swing, stay up to date with Lakers emails sent straight to your inbox. Each email offers something different. Lakers pregame emails get you game day essentials before tip-off, from projected starters to game times, while Lakers weekly emails gives you exclusive Lakers content created especially for subscribers. Never miss a minute of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. That's Lakers.com/emails.
That is our final segment, music. Sedano and Kap on a Wednesday afternoon. Bergie filling in for Sedano. Great job today by Brian Windhorst, who came in, spent an hour, which was awesome. George is going to be in the Phoenix Knicks game tonight on ESPN, so make sure you tune in for that. Sucker! Sucker! Ooh, you snuck in a second sucker.
I tried to get a second sucker.
Very nicely done.
You can't just have one sucker. You got to have multiple suckers.
So it's time now for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. You want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it with an as-is cash competitive offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, or visit sellersadvantage.com. Bergie is here, and he gets Dealer's Choice.
All right, so if you remember, I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we were talking, and I told you about the knock 3 times on my door.
Yep.
On my bedroom door.
So wait a second. So
you didn't believe me.
You were in your bedroom.
Yeah, and I heard
and
3 knocks.
And you said your bedroom door was closed.
Closed.
And you said this was
Front
a
door
knock on the
locked.
front door.
So that was last night. Okay, so that I told you about that.
But wait, was the knock on your bedroom door, you thought, or it was not on your front door?
That was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So last night, I'm sitting in the bathroom, doing my thing, and I have a window that's right behind me that looks directly at the front door of my apartment.
So wait a second. You're in the bathroom.
So I'm sitting in the bathroom.
Right.
And there's a window right behind me.
Yeah.
And behind the window, you can see my front door.
Okay.
You can see my front door. So as I'm sitting there, I hear not just 3 knocks, 3 loud, hard knocks that are just like danger. Like something's going on. Something's wrong.
Somebody's pounding.
Someone's pounding on my front door. And I go, hey, I'm on the bathroom, but what do you need? I'm talking out the window, see if they need anything. Nothing.
Wait,
there.
you're not standing up looking out the window.
No.
Okay.
I'm sitting, and then so I knock 3 times.
You should have said, You should have sang the song back to them.
There was, yeah, I
It
should've.
would have been really funny.
But there was no answer, so I just kind of got up and I went outside and I, hey, hello, nothing.
So you're sitting there.
Nothing.
You're sitting there doing your business.
Right.
You hear the knock.
Yeah.
You yell, "Hey, I'm in the bathroom. Can I help you?"
Yeah. What's going on?
Right. And then you get up.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was another round of knocks.
No, just the one round of knocks.
Okay, one round of knocks.
And I looked up and I looked out through the window. Nothing. So that's now twice in 2 weeks, once on my bedroom door and once on my front door, that there's a bunch of knocking and absolutely nothing. Knock 3 times.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on.
Did
but
somebody leave a package or a note?
No, there was no package. There was no nothing. Everything outside
And
was
Jean
exactly
was there
the
to
same.
confirm this both times that you're not crazy.
1,000%. She was like, babe, I don't like this. This is weird. And she got scared.
You need to get a Ring camera for your front door.
I need a Ring camera for my entire house.
Start with the door.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you possibly going to contemplate moving because you feel like you're getting knocked on and you're not really sure if, like, maybe, I'm sensing from you that you think that there's something cosmic going on here.
I've always thought that my apartment, it was haunted. Always.
Why is that?
I don't know. There's weird things just happen all the time. There's just noises that go off. There's just things that I've always felt that someone was on, like kids were running across my roof, but that's not happening.
Is there anybody who lives above you?
Nope.
Is there anybody who lives below you?
Yes.
So is there any chance that the people from below you could be like
hitting?
Yes.
No. It's the building manager, and I wasn't making any noise.
Okay.
So,
Greg, what about your dog? Has your dog done any strange things? Because they say that animals can see ghosts.
Yeah. So dog was asleep. I was in the bathroom. Dog was outside the door. So I don't know if she got up and moved around or anything, but yeah, she did perk her head up when they knocked on the bedroom door.
Have you ever seen your dog though look like she's chasing something that's not there, or maybe
She has the zoomies. I don't know if that.
Yeah,
has
but
anything
that's
to do with it.
different.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
different.
like when I had a cat one time, my cat definitely saw a ghost.
So what do you make of all this?
I think that my apartment is haunted. I don't think it's a mean ghost by any means. But I do think it's haunted, and they're just kind of messing with me.
So they're not mean ghosts.
No, they're not demons.
I would have gone out and bought a Ring camera for my front door right away.
Yeah, I probably should.
I would buy one of those too, but I can't figure out. I would never be able to figure out how to install it.
I would get you get all the notifications on your phone. It's just a mess. I don't
Geek
need to do all
Squad.
that.
Now I got to hire the Geek Squad.
Just do it, Greg, just for your own peace of mind.
Hey, I'm okay with it. If they're not hurting me, I'm okay.
All right.
So, but it's weird, and I'm not sure what to make of it.
All right. Well, great job today, Lindsay Baseball. Outstanding job, as a matter of fact. Getting Windy in here today was great. Phenomenal effort out of you today, Greg Bergman.
Thank you, sir.
Outstanding work,
Well,
Young
first
D.
off, they hired him.
That's right. They did hire him. You are listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. And if you missed it yesterday, we had Dave Roberts on the air. And so for the next 20 minutes, sit back, relax, and enjoy.